this. Fresh off the Palm Beach County, that's where I'm from. Where niggas get gunned down and left slung from. Thumbs just for fucking round. This ain't accounting for you bitches to come around.
What up? What up? And welcome to the unofficial podcast of the National Football League, the world famous and critically acclaimed 5-6 Kings podcast. I'm David Breen. With me, as always, my dear friend and co-host. As in, people are like, oh, David, you and Braden are dear friends, right? I'll be like, well, yes, but we're also co-hosts. Braden Bullard. Braden, how are you, man?
Woo! You know, I actually got a little tweak in my back. It's kind of like, it's been bothering me this morning. But other than that, pretty good, man. Me and you, Hoff, and your brother got to watch the fights last night. You know, even though I'm very happy about John Jones winning, a little disappointed it just happened so fast. How are you, David?
I mean, that's because you're like, oh, it's such a good matchup. I think it's the best matchup. Hoff and I were like, no, Cyril Gane can't wrestle.
Yeah.
Like, John Jones is going to take him down and fuck him up. And he did it in under 3 minutes.
And it must suck knowing that the only good shot you got was a nut shot.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Within
like,
8 seconds.
Right away. Hits him, and John Jones was like,
What the fuck?
like more annoyed than anything. He's like, the fuck, man.
And what's great is I do love the respect that Cyril kind of just like he didn't bombard him. You know, some fighters would be like,
I would have fucked him up.
The
I would have
ref would've-
fucked him up.
because the ref didn't call
Goes,
anything.
"Ah," and I fucking charged
Yeah,
him.
charge him. Yeah. It's like the one shot you got, man. That would have been the best thing he could have said at the press conference afterwards. It's like, I fucked up. I had one opportunity.
I had that opening.
Yeah, just it was a
He
great
showed
shot.
He showed weakness, and I waited.
But yeah, how are you doing, bud?
Doing all right.
Yeah,
Doing all right. Don't call me bud.
pal,
Neither. You don't need to use
guy, friend, buddy.
buddy.
Yeah, you knew what I was doing.
Yeah. I'm fine.
Fine enough, or just
Fine enough for what?
I don't know. Just just keep on pushing on. My bad, bro. If this is serious, dude, just
I mean, I'm fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you want to?
Fine enough. I don't
Any-
know what that, like, to party?
Yeah. That's it.
Fine enough to party.
All right. Okay. Well, if you're not fine enough, I'm always here, bud.
You think I would turn to you?
No.
I think if I was struggling, I'm going to give Braden a call.
Yeah, the guy with all the
Tell
trust
me.
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's really gonna hear me out.
Dude, you got to just kill those people. Like, I don't see any other way. Fuck those people.
Yeah,
Kill them. I'd be like, I don't think that's the healthiest way to go about this. You'd be like, well, you called me.
Yeah, dude.
All right? You fucking called me.
You
all
know
right?
I got these issues.
I
man.
didn't call you and say, hey, you got any issues I can help you with? You fucking called me.
Yeah, because you know I get shit done. I don't fucking hold back. And that's why you wanted me to do, or that's why Neil wanted me to do.
Neil McDonough.
He knows. He's like, Braden calls it how he sees it. And what a better movie for him to do than American History X. Ah, my God.
Also, Neil McDonough using the email fucking like steel mill killer or something like that. Sent another request. Neil McDonough, you got to get in fucking line, all right?
Yeah.
We got a list of requests. I love you.
I would
Keep 'em
appreciate
coming.
it. Yeah.
But we can't just do your movies every week, Neil, all right?
Yeah.
But keep them coming. 56kings.com, your one-stop shop for all things 56 Kings.
All
Steel,
things.
Steel mill killer.
Man, what a good scene that was. But aren't we walking tall afterwards?
The old mill. The old mill. Let's talk American History X.
Really quick. About the mill.
all right. Always cut in if it's about the mill.
Swear to God, last week, I don't even know how we got into it, but I think I was talking about this episode, something about the mill, and my mom's like, oh yeah, Jerry's from a small town where his whole family worked at a mill. And that everyone in the town, she said.
There we go.
And she was like, and everyone was like very passionate about it. Like when you go and talk to anyone from the town, they're just like talking about the mill, and they're kind of just like, a little let down because it closed down recently. And
Shut the fuck up.
yeah,
Shut the
bro,
fuck
I swear,
up.
it's like this is based on a true story, and Jerry might be The Rock. Can you imagine?
Do you know what the small town is?
I mean, yeah, I was told, but I'm a little slow, bro. I'm gonna forget.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to ask she'll probably be here at some point. So maybe
Yes, you will.
yeah. So maybe at some point when we come back from a break, we'll be able to.
There we go. I just want to do all this for you because it closed down.
Yeah.
That's the wildest part of all this.
Yeah, and
The
everyone
town's
worked
super
there.
into it.
There was nothing bigger in the town
Did they-
besides that.
But now they got a casino.
I don't know, actually. That's
That's
that
the
was
number
the
one
main,
source of revenue ever since the mill closed.
That's the main question I should ask. Well, what about the casino?
Holy shit! Let's find out about the
Dude,
mill.
wow. Conspiracies. Gotta love them.
I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think it's just the way of life.
Yeah.
Mills closed down, casinos open.
Every small town's got a fucking mill that just supplies everyone.
You know what? Surprisingly, had 0 mills in it. Don't. It's not the joke. It's not the joke. Don't
it's
take
not-
the bait.
I-
on that.
No, yeah. No, I don't know.
American History X.
Ah!
Fucking 0 mills in this movie, guys.
Dude.
I'm pissed.
Not one.
I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah.
I expected a mill.
I was thinking that too, like
Braden expected 2.
I was.
I said,
yeah.
I think there will be a mill in this movie. He's like, dude, I think there'll be at least 2.
Come on.
I was like, let's find out. No mills. Guys, American History X, Edward Norton.
Guys, it's a great movie. It's actually so great that the main director tried to disown this fucking movie and basically did, which is wild, which is his first film debut as well. It's the first film he ever made. And by the end of it,
Who directed it?
he disowned it. His name is Tony Kaye, and I looked him up, and he hasn't done anything that I've seen since then. And he mostly does music videos. So that it was like, I guess after like a long good career of doing music videos, they brought him in. He's not the main writer. I think it's like David McKenna.
It's David McKenna and Edward Norton wrote it together. They
Yeah.
were friends. They grew up together.
And then
They were friends and made this movie together.
so since we're talking about this, I'll kind of go into some fun facts because they are fun. Oh yeah. So he tried to disown the film, but it didn't really end up working. It was another little fun fact. It was partly based on the life of reformed skinhead Frank Mink, who served 3 years in prison for charges related to white supremacist beliefs, and is now
There's too many vowels for that. It's Meeink.
I don't know if I said that right.
It's got to be Miank.
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 That sounds better anyway.
Yeah. Mink sounds more natural, but there's just, like, fuck them if that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
You change the spelling.
Yeah. But, English. Fuck. But he's now accomplished anti-skinhead author and lecturer. Look at that. Good for him.
Look at that.
What a turnaround. That's what this movie's all about. So guess what?
So number 4 is interesting.
Oh, and it gets more interesting. Joaquin Phoenix turned down the role of Derek Vineyard. So that is the main role. He said the film subject matter.
Anything I've seen about Edward Norton seems like before the movie was like finished writing, before they were gonna it was greenlit, they were gonna make it. Him and David McKenna were like making it together. They were writing it. Like he was going to be involved and all that. So it's interesting that Joaquin Phoenix had the opportunity for the lead role. Because I would have assumed if him and his buddy are making the movie, if Edward Norton's making the movie with his fucking buddy, he's going to be the star of the movie.
Yeah. Did you read it as that? Because I'm kind of thinking maybe they were writing it and they were in the process of writing it as they were trying to get someone on board, and then maybe they got Edward Norton and then they started writing together.
So Edward Norton talked about meeting with Francis Coppola about The Rainmaker,
Okay.
which was Matt Damon starred in it.
Yeah.
And Coppola asked him what are you working on lately, and he said that he mentioned American History X and how he and his buddy were like making this movie and they were writing and all that. And Francis Coppola was like, "Yeah, no, go do that."
Nice.
He's like, "Go make that movie right now." And Edward Norton's like, "Man, I want to do your movie." He's like, "Go do that movie.
Go fucking do it."
Yeah.
But speaking of Matt Damon, guess what Edward Norton did?
He didn't fuck Matt Damon, did he?
Oh, he actually, fucked him good. In a good way, because he actually
Like
turned,
a sweet boy?
Yeah, like a sweet boy, because he actually turned down the role of Saving Private Ryan, and that's how Matt Damon got it.
There we go.
It seems like they're a
So
little.
he didn't fuck Matt Damon.
but like fucked him good, like like in a good way. That's why I was like in like a
No,
nice,
He made love.
Yeah,
to Matt
thank you. That's what I was trying to put down, but I just love. You're
just too dirty.
Lost the word.
You're just too dirty.
But yeah, dude, this is a pretty fun fact we got going here. A bunch of these. So here's a little one. Norton was allegedly cast without Kay's approval, which is the director. So Norton stepped in when Phoenix passed on the project, it says, reportedly against Tony Kaye's wishes. Kaye wanted to find another actor, but let Norton keep the part because Kaye simply couldn't find anyone better prior to the start of shooting. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, without his approval.
Fuck
That
this
doesn't
guy.
sound without his approval. Sounds like that's the best person we can get.
Yeah.
He's like, I wanted Joaquin Phoenix for this movie. He couldn't do it. Edward Norton would. I couldn't find someone better. I fuck that. The title of that fact.
This guy is
because it sounds like it's not without his approval. He wanted someone else, couldn't get them, and then was like, well, fine, we'll go with Edward Norton.
yeah, might be making it seem like he's worse than he is.
Like they did it behind his back. He showed up to set one day, and he's like, what the fuck is this? Why is Edward's head shaved? What's going on?
But that would be shitty, though, if he did have those intentions, being like, we'll just keep him around literally up until the last moment, like wasting his time until we find someone better. But oops, we did. I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess it could play either way. But to play Derek, Norton fucking bulked up, went up 25 pounds. He was pretty swole, bro. This man was in shape for this film. He was nominated for a Best Actor for his performance. We're talking about Edward Norton. Norton allegedly took a pay cut to appear in this movie. Apparently, he claimed he received 1/5 his usual $1 million per movie fee. I'm wondering, like, at this point in his career, good for him. It must have been right after Primal Fear. He was just like $1 million per fucking film.
And so and also like he took, so it's $200,000 he got paid.
Yeah.
But also, I assume he made money off of the movie making money.
I'm sure he had something
I'm sure
else.
he didn't just get a payment and
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah. So while Kaye was apparently editing the film, Norton and the movie studio New Line Cinema would send him story notes, and after 2 of Kaye's submitted cuts proved unsatisfactory, Norton stepped in to provide his own version of the movie, which is apparently 20 minutes longer than Kaye's, which is what we see. So we see Norton's version, which is nice.
Where the fuck did he cut 20 minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
If Edward Norton's is 20 minutes, because at no point was I like, it's dragging on.
Yeah. No, I didn't think so either.
I thought they wrapped it up pretty quickly.
Even though this movie is shot just shy of 2 hours, it's a good pace, you know? Yeah.
So cutting 2 hours from it, or cutting 20 minutes from it, seems wild.
It might have been like maybe some little scenes of building some relationship in some of the flashbacks, but still, I felt like those were necessary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Kaye was outraged over Norton's cut, and he apparently canceled a film premiere. So he heard that the unauthorized cut of the movie was accepted into the Toronto Film Festival, and he like scorned the director. It says immediately boarded a plane to Toronto and had organizers pull the movie from the festival's lineup. When it came time for the film's wide release, he filed a $200 million lawsuit to legally have his name changed to Humpty Dumpty in the credits as his way of protesting the unapproved cut of the film. So, I mean, this is fucking crazy, the length that this guy's going to.
And do you know what's great?
Huh?
If he just wanted his name removed from it, they would have removed it. He wants it put it in there as Humpty Dumpty. He knew that wasn't going to happen.
Because he's trying to, like, discredit the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah. And so the studio allegedly called a meeting to hash things out with the distraught director, this writing says, which is I love. Because, like, probably the word around town is he's freaking out. He showed up apparently with a rabbi, a priest, and a monk to try to smooth things over in this meeting. And apparently the stunt didn't work.
This guy, he fucking just wanted to be a fucking character.
Now, this is, to me, the next two craziest things about this all. He, after 9 years, finally saw the film. So he watched this in 2007. This shit came out in 1998. So, I mean, that is crazy. He had such just built up rage over this shit. And then he tried to create a documentary about this controversy called Humpty Dumpty, but it was never released. Now I'm itching to see it.
I'm not. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Well, just to see how ridiculous it is. That's a lot.
Yeah, I don't want to give him any.
I get you.
Like the
This is
fact
kind
that
of funny.
the fact like didn't watch it for 9 years, hated it. He had 20 minutes to it that were probably made the movie better. This is all just fucking ego.
Bro, have you ever
I'm
heard
the
of-
fucking director. This is my movie.
This guy is...
Fuck this guy.
Yeah, but this guy's got some connections. He brought a fucking rabbi, a priest, and a monk. It sounds like a bad joke. You got Tony K, a rabbi, a priest, and a monk walk into a meeting. It's got to go somewhere bad, right?
I wanted you to think. Come on, dude. You went down this route. Do the joke.
They fucking...
Yeah, it's just what it doesn't have to be good. You said bad. It could be bad. Just do the joke.
They just fucking... They blow up everything.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh,
Woohoo! Hit that one on the head. All right, David. So we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk
talking
money.
Fuck yeah, we are.
What do you think?
So now that I know Norton only made $200,000.
So I
No, 'cause don't say anything because you're like, well, don't do that. It's still like a pretty good. And then I'll say a number, and you'll be like, well, it was $4 million. I'm like, all right. Like I'm gonna say it was like a $15 million budget.
it's pretty close, David. A little bit higher.
20.
Yep.
There we go.
$20 million. Now, how much do you think they made? Worldwide. Controversial film. Director doesn't even want to have anything to do with it.
So it makes me
Yeah.
the way you say that seems like they lost money. I don't think they did. I'm gonna say they made like 60 million.
Lower.
Or they make a profit.
Yeah.
Okay. 45.
Lower.
22.
23.
23.
23.5. 23.8.
There we go.
Yeah. Wow. That kind of sucks.
I mean, they made a $3 million budget or
Yeah.
$3 million profit. Doesn't suck at all.
All
Would you accept $3 million for a couple years of work?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like fuck. They probably weren't happy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not
fuck
saying
them.
me.
But
I'm saying the investors are just
fuck
like,
them.
yeah. They're like, this isn't 10 times?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, you guys made a neo-Nazi movie.
Yeah.
You were in that for the money. You were in it for the money.
Well, I love it too because Norton's like, yeah, we got to go. We got to finish the shit. I'm going to fucking edit it.
Yeah, great. He's like, no, this guy's fucking it up. Let me do
I
it.
love
Let
my
me do it.
performance.
So, what are they saying online about this?
Oh, David. So, IMDb gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 83%. Metacritic gave it a 62%. And Google users gave it a 89%.
What I hate about the Google users, I imagine most of the good ratings for this movie are racist fucking losers who are like, fuck yeah, he had a swastika tattoo and said the N-word a bunch. This movie's awesome. It's a good movie.
It's a good movie, and,
Yeah.
you know, it...
But the Google, I'm glad it was under 9
No, yeah.
on Google. Because, my worry was it was
yeah.
going to be 97%.
Well, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, just all fucking racist motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you give it?
I give it a 7.9.
Yeah.
7.9. I mean, I think it's a great movie. I think what they did that was pretty impressive too, and maybe this is shout out to Norton, the editing, dude. Like there wasn't really any, like, there was times where I was like, okay, this is all kind of happening in a day, but we're getting a lot of flashbacks. And there's times when you kind of come back to the day and you're like, oh, I kind of feel like all this time has passed, but no time has passed really. And that might throw you off like a little bit, but the way they save all these certain things in the flashbacks, I think helps them with the way that they want you to see the story and interpret the story and then like kind of like feel it out through the whole thing. Because you might take it a completely different way depending on the way they edit this movie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
they set you up in a way that I think is well done.
Yeah, I think it's made very well. I have one issue with the editing that I'll hit
What do you
when
give
it
it?
happens.
Okay.
I give 8.2.
Nice.
Yeah, like it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Good movie. It's racist. It's bananas, but
Yes.
it's not just like a racist movie for the sake of being racist.
No, it does come full
not a
circle in like a way where there's good attributes about it. It's not just like a
Yeah, and I think the acting is great.
yeah, and I think that's
I
the
think-
strongest thing that they have in this film. The acting is
Norton,
fucking
what's his little brother's name? His little brother to fucking
in the film.
recognize Edward Furlong.
Yeah.
Plays his brother. Edward Furlong fucking crushes it. Edward Norton fucking crushes it.
Yes.
Very, very well acted movie.
Very, very well done. And
That uppity, proud to be N-word. He was great too. Sweeney.
Yeah, Sweeney. Sweeney was great. And what's funny is, I'm going to keep saying it too probably throughout the film, but Sweeney's everywhere, dude. Sweeney's like fucking Batman in this fucking.
Oh, yeah, it's so great.
That's what I mean.
So
Like,
great.
He's a detective. He's a principal. He's a fucking just a good citizen. Like he's
Yeah, he is. He's the best.
he is. He's like God. He's like, I don't know. He's some type of symbol in this movie that's just like this is what you have to be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They won awards.
They did win awards, David.
Fuck yeah, they did.
They got fucking 4 wins, 15 nominations. They were nominated for an Oscar, Best Actor in a Leading Role. We did say earlier.
What year?
Edward Norton.
Will you click on that? So
This
we
is
can see-
1999.
so we can see who won.
Yeah.
Best actor, Robert De Niro in Life is Beautiful. Ian McKellen, Gods and Monsters. Nick Nolte,
You said
Affliction.
De Niro.
No, that's not Robert De Niro. Roberto
Benigni.
Benigni.
Life is Beautiful.
Yeah, I've never heard of that movie.
I haven't, yeah. Fuck, now it's like,
La Vida e Bella is the original title.
must be some
Tom
crazy.
Hanks for Saving Private Ryan was nominated. All right.
Yeah.
All right. What else were they nominated for?
So, they were nominated for a Saturn Award, Best Actor, Edward Norton. But let's get into the wins. They won the ACCA Award for Best Actor in a Leading Role, Edward Norton.
ACCA.
Awards Circuit, Community Awards. Boom. They were, they won the Golden Satellite Award for Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama, Edward Norton. Because, like, why not? You know?
He was fucking great.
Yeah. They won the SEFCA Award, Best Actor, Edward Norton. Oh, fuck, that's for Rounders. Why is this
Rounders.
God damn it.
Check. Give that man his money.
Yes.
You ever see Rounders?
No, I actually haven't. I just said that because you were speaking like that. But they won I don't even know how to say that. Taormina International Film Festival Award for Best Actor, Edward Norton.
Wow!
And they were nominated because you can't leave out the Turkish Film Critics Association Awards, the SIYAD Awards.
Dude, I never could. The SIADs, I never could.
Right, man?
Yeah.
Best Foreign Film, 14th place. It's cool. They have a place. I like that.
14th
like
place.
To fucking rank it, you know?
And that's too many to have on there.
Well, now I got to see.
You do top 5. You don't do top 14. Go to the movies.
Where's the movies?
You gotta go to foreign.
Oh, here we go.
Best foreign films.
Oh, nice. They do
Thin
have
Red
them ranked.
Line 1.
Blade, 13th place.
Good for Blade.
Nice. Out of Sight, 4th place. Saving Private Ryan, 6th place.
I mean, think of how crazy that is. Saving Private Ryan got 6th place.
Yeah. The Big Lebowski got 5th place.
Yeah. I grossly overrated The Big Lebowski. You ever seen it?
Yeah, I have.
Grossly over. It's fine.
Yes.
Maybe if I saw it when it fucking came out, I'd feel differently. But
yeah.
Adult David was like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of a bad
The
best form.
Thin Red Line.
Syad, you fucked up. Or the Turkish.
Syad.
Syad. Yeah, man. Fucking
All right.
Turks.
You want to take a quick break for editing purposes, and then we'll come back and dive into this?
I think we should.
All right. So, guys, you heard me, so stick around. So we'll be right back. And we're back.
What's up?
Hey, Derek Jeter. Fuck you. Fudge, baby.
Fucking
Fuck you, Derek Jeter.
Fucking fudge.
All right, Braden,
Hashtag it.
Bring us in, baby.
Guys, American History X. How do we get brought in? with some nice, beautiful waves crashing. It's all black and white, because that's all we are. Just black and white. 2 peas in a pot.
And brown and
Yeah, you can't forget the
2 peas in a pot.
like a pot, like a cooking pot.
Yeah, that's not what the...
Because there's peas in a pod. There's also some peas in a pot.
Just 2?
Well,
A whole pot? You throw 2 peas in there? And you're like, let's cook these 2 peas up.
it's like
Fucking hungry. Let's cook up some peas.
This is SpongeBob or some shit where they serve some dish like that. Oh, I forget.
2 peas in a pot.
So yeah, they got the credits rolling. I'm like, man, some long credits. Edward Norton. I'm thinking that was his decision. But we see some white teenage kid. He wakes up in the middle of the night, some rough sex, some moaning. And then we see 3 males pull up in front of
So the white kid's not having rough sex.
No. He hears someone having rough sex. But we see 3 males pull up in front of the house. 2 black males get out. One
And they
has a gun.
look like they're just going to fuck with the wrong bull. That's what they look like.
They look exactly
You look
like,
at them, you're like, oh, they're going to fuck with the wrong bull, aren't they?
dude, they're pulling up on the wrong bull. But the white teenage kid, he looks out his window, and they're up on like a 2nd-story floor, and he's like, holy shit, this guy's breaking into my brother's car. So he runs over, tells his brother, and as he's trying to get, like, he's like, bro, Derek. And, dude, girlfriend on top.
Fucking his girl.
Girlfriend on top riding. She turns around. She's like, you fucking pervert. And he gets up. He's like, what's going on? He's like,
He says, what
what he says is, don't make me angry. and then he turns into the Hulk. And
he says, like, what are you, crazy, Danny?
yeah,
Says
that's what
right
he
away.
said.
Like,
He's like, Jesus, Danny, what the fuck were you thinking?
what were you thinking? That's one of the, what were you thinking? Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't just come in here for no reason, man. Like,
Yeah,
you fucking hit me with that.
Well, he says it like as if
Like,
this
what were you
happened before
thinking?
or something. Yeah.
What are you thinking?
We've talked about this.
I don't care if you watch, just don't talk and let her
Shut
see.
up. Yeah.
All right?
Hide in the closet. But he tells him that someone's breaking into his car, and he immediately just like goes off on all these questions. Like, how long have they been
He
there?
doesn't say someone.
Yeah, he says there's a bunch of black guys breaking into your
Say,
car.
Derek, there's a black guy breaking into your car.
And immediately Derek one is wearing some nice whitey tighties. Well, he puts on the nice whitey tighties.
They're not tight.
They're not too tight.
They're white boxers.
but they're nice.
But they're boxers. You say whitey tighties and people think Walter White.
They're like,
Fucking
They're
white,
close.
Like Hanes whitey tighties. No, they're white boxers.
all right, yeah, I guess they're nice. Maybe I
They
was
look
staring.
like silk.
Maybe I was
They look
staring at him.
expensive as fuck.
But he immediately was like, how long have they been there? How many are there? Do they have any guns? And Danny's like, I don't fucking know, man. I just
fucking know.
just fucking
I'm letting you know what's going on.
yeah. And then Derek runs downstairs, and then he goes from like running with his gun to like, hold on, shh. And he looks out the peephole. He sees like one dude with the gun, and he just opens the door, pops 3 cap in his ass, and then and then goes and shoots one of the other guys that was breaking into his car, and then the car that they drove up in starts taking off, and like a badass runs after and just like empties the fucking clip. But the car does get away. But then one of the black guys is still alive, and he walks over to him, and it kind of looks like he's gonna pistol whip him. We don't see like what happens. It kind of cuts from there, but it kind of looks like he was gonna pistol whip him.
Looks like he's about to hit him.
Yeah. Straight up smokes them fools. And then Danny is just like watching it all, and he's kind of just like, oh, fuck. Now we cut to the principal's office where we meet Sweeney. That sounds like some woman rapper's name, right?
Yeah.
It's So Weenie. I think
So weenie.
So Weenie.
So weedy.
Yeah.
Saweetie is a woman rapper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she tried my dog Quavo, so the fuck, bro.
So you had to kill her?
Yeah.
That's what happens.
That's what happened. So we're in the principal's office. Danny is outside the principal's office, and we see this white teacher. It's got to be his. And he's like, he starts off being like, I went out with his mother a few times. That was 3 years ago. It's nothing. And then they go back and forth over like a paper Danny wrote for a class assignment called Mein Kampf. And I looked it up, and it's an autobiography by Adolf Hitler. So I'm like, oof. But
Stop.
Huh.
Mein Kampf.
I don't know how to pronounce
They
that.
say it a few times. That's how it's pronounced. You're doing this on purpose because you
No.
know you're gonna say hateful things in this. So you're like, how do I soften that blow? I'm gonna pretend like I've never even heard of it. I'm gonna pretend like I've never heard of that shit. I'm gonna pronounce it wrong and be like, I looked it up and turns out Hitler wrote a book. And then you guys won't believe it. A fucking war was started after he wrote this book. He got everyone up in arms, and they took all the Jews. This is a bad dude. This Hitler guy, no good. No good, this Hitler guy.
Well, bro, it'd be great if it was.
Fuck you.
It'd be great if you were like, fuck you. The book's right here.
Yeah, he got it. He's got it here.
But yeah, it was supposed to be on a paper on any book that related to the struggle of human rights. So Sweeney's like, yeah, you fucking.
Sweeney's black.
Sweeney's black, and he's kind of sticking up for who we come to find out. His name is Danny. So Danny's is the kid that's outside the principal's office, and
Edward Norton's brother.
yeah, and and Sweeney's trying to stick up for him, and the teacher's like, "This is not fucking acceptable. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?" Which is kind of funny because the teacher's white, the principal is black, and
Teacher's Jewish.
he is Jewish too. Yes.
Yeah.
But you would think it would kind of be the other way around. You know what I'm saying? Because of the circumstance.
The Jewish teacher wouldn't have an issue with the kid writing a
I guess that's
Hitler
fucked up.
book.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't mean it. Yeah. You did point out the Jewish thing right there, but yeah,
And he is clearly Jewish.
yeah.
He is the Jewiest Jew that's ever been in the movie.
Why do you say that, David?
He plays a Jew in he's anything
Oh.
this actor's been in. He is Jewish.
Do you think he just like?
He's in fucking whatchamacallit? Snatch.
Ah,
Oh, Bubby. He's fucking Benicio del Toro, the fucking diamond guy.
fuck. Now I want to see if he's actually Jewish in real life.
Of course he is.
And do you think that's like I can only play that? I can only portray that type of character
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
because that's my faith. That'd be so great.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. He crushes it.
He does. He's a great actor.
There's
He's
no doubt in your mind if this guy's Jewish.
No doubt.
Ocean's 11, Jewish. Ocean's 12, Jewish.
David, you're
Ocean's 13, Jewish
They don't
and
give up.
Jewish and like dying the whole movie.
yeah, man, that's a good series.
It's
But
not. It's whatever.
you didn't like it?
It's fine.
Teaches you how to be a really cool badass.
That's true.
Yeah. But the black principal is not ready to give up. Sweeney is not ready to give up on Danny. But the teacher is. So he walks out, and Danny says something to him. I couldn't make out what it is. I kept replaying it, and I couldn't make it out. Do you know what he said to...
It gets in his face like, I knew it was you that went to Sweeney. And he's like following him out. He's like...
got like up in his personal
He's like,
space.
what, you got a big bad principal, fight your battles, you little
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
not saying these words, but that's what
like,
he's...
yeah. And I just wasn't clear on like what he said. So, but the principal is just yelling. He's like, Danny, get your fucking ass in here. Finally, he does.
He's like, get in my office right now. Right now. Get your ass in here. 5, 4, 3, 2.
and
he,
perfectly he walks in. Not like hurried up though.
no,
like,
he comes in and he kind of like does a fun little like
Yeah.
like slips in.
yeah, just like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
But the principal at first is super stern with him, and then like on a dime, just tries to get really down on his level in like a personal way. He starts asking about like Danny's brother.
He's
which
like,
is
how
Derek,
he's yelling at him. He's like pulling this fucking bullshit. Mein Kampf.
which kind of
I
builds
should
the
expel your ass. He's like, you think I'm scared? He's like, you think I couldn't handle it out there? He's like, I think the street would chew your little ass up,
will kill you.
kill you. You do this fucking white power rhetoric shit. That shit ain't gonna save you out there.
Mm-hmm. And then
And
he
then
says, so listen up. I'm your history teacher from now on. We will call this class American History X. Suck it. And he does that. You know, because he's just a big fan of WWE.
Yeah.
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 But they meet once a day.
But you started touching on it, and then I went to
Okay,
all
my
the
bad, yeah.
hard ass stuff. Because he does all of that hard ass stuff, and then he goes, "How are things at home?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "They're fine." He's like, "Your brother got out of prison this morning." He's like, "Uh huh." He's like, "How's that going?" He's like, "What? You should talk about Derek?" And Derek has nothing to do with me. He's like, "He has everything to do with you. Everything you do has to do with him."
It's good that you said that because that builds a lot. It really shows that there's backstory between all of them, and kind of like where this is going and kind of what this is all about. So they're supposed to meet once a day, and his first assignment is a new paper due tomorrow. He's like, "Come on, man, let me do it on Monday. By Monday." He's like, "No, tomorrow." Excuse me. And then Danny says, "What do you want me to do it on?" The principal says, "Your brother." And Danny's like, "I'm not fucking what?" No, he's like totally not having it at first, but the principal lays the smack down on him and says, "I want you to analyze and interpret all the events surrounding Derek's incarceration. How these events helped shape your present perspective concerning life in contemporary America." He doesn't really say it that intense, but I want to give it a little intensity. "The impact on your life, your families, and whatever you want to say. I'll be the only one reading it. But if it's not on my desk by tomorrow morning, you are a ghost on Venice Beach High. Are we clear?"
So you didn't give it more intensity. You were just louder.
Well, yeah.
He was way more intense than you just were.
Wait, he got like...
you were just loud. He's like quiet. He's like, "You're a fucking ghost in these hallways. Do you understand me?" Like, you weren't more intense. You were just loud.
Yeah. You know, I'm trying to make it more fun.
Will you move so we can see?
Oh,
the
yeah,
time?
yeah.
Just move that down. Perfect.
So, yeah, this whole time, Danny has had a small little American flag that he's been using as a toothpick, too, which I like that little detail. But he says, "Yeah, we're clear." Now, we see 3 black boys and 1 white boy walk into a bathroom. Another start of a matchup.
Then what?
3 black boys throw this little bitch-ass white boy on the ground and says, "Telling teacher I fucking cheat? Is that what's happening? I never cheated in my motherfucking life." And then the other black boy says, "Beat his motherfucking ass." And the white boy says, "I didn't say anything." And the black boy's like, "Why you tripping on me?" And then and then smiles, and he like reaches out. He's like, "All right, man. Now, why you kicking it like that, bro? What you scared for? I ain't gonna do nothing." And then the moment he grabs his hand, he fucking kicks him in the stomach. He's like, "Yeah, bitch. You want some, bitch? Fuck wrong with you? Want to die?"
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Something happened before. He says that to a different person.
He does say that to a different person. Because right after he kicks that dude into the stomach, who walks out? Danny's smoking a cig. Like the most badass.
Smoking in the boys' room.
Yeah, smoking in the boys' room. Does not give a fuck. And he just stares right into this black kid's face. And the black kid says to him, "Oh, what? You want some, bitch? Fuck wrong with you? You want to die, punk ass white boy?" And then Danny just blows some smoke right into his fucking face. And the bell rings. The bell. Look at that. Saved by the bell.
It's alright, 'cause I'm saved by the. It's alright, 'cause I'm saved by the. It's alright, 'cause I'm saved by the bell.
See, I planned on that. I didn't even write
What
that down.
Great show that
I
was.
planned on that. And it happened. Magic. But the black boys walk off, and then the main one is like,
He did you say blows the smoke right in his face?
yeah.
Okay.
And then the bell rings, and he's like walking off, and the main black boy is like, "You lucky I gotta go to class. He ain't got nothing to do. He ain't got nothing. He don't want to see me in the heater. You lucky the bell rung. I would have clocked that white boy." And I love it. It's just taking me back to high school. And I'm serious about that.
Speak on it.
Oh, man. I went to Garnes High. That shit was crazy, bro.
You get cornered in bathrooms where
So
black
there were
dudes are beating up nerdy white kids. You're blowing cigarette smoke in their face.
definitely not anything racist going on, but there were a shit ton of fights and gangs related when we first started. Not when we first started, just like throughout high school. But
And you didn't have your 5'6" Kings brother there with you.
I didn't,
That was
man.
Too bad.
And I was scared. I was a scared white boy. I was like, bro, I'm just gonna walk to class. But yeah, it was crazy. There was actually one day, I won't get too into it, but there was one day we had over 30 fights in our school. I'm not kidding. So we had, it was about 40 police officers
At what point does
In
the
the
school
school.
just go on lockdown?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
We had
because 30 is a ridiculous number.
and I'm not kidding about that. Like, so we, there's 4,000 kids in the school, and the fights were happening so fast that when I was at lunch, we had, I think it was like 7 or 8 within my lunch. It was just a 30-minute lunch. So there's hundreds of kids. I would just run from one area of the courtyard and like the cafe, which is kind of like all kind of connected. And it was like, really big courtyard and shit. So it would literally be like hundreds of kids just run from one corner to the other. It was crazy. And the way that they would break them up is a bunch of cops would run over and they would just, one, knock the fuck out of the kids, whether they were female or male. They would not give a fuck. And they would just pepper spray everyone. It was crazy, bro.
So you're saying police officer at a public high school is the best job on the planet?
Best job by far.
You're just
I'm talking about
beating up kids.
Imagine two girls are fighting. They're pulling each other hair, and a full male, 230-pound cop comes in from the side. Boom! Spears them blindside. I'm talking about I'm fucking lays on top, and fucking another dude comes in, just sprays everyone. Pepper. All the kids are crying, bleeding from their eyes. Yeah. I was the white kid in the corner, avoiding all of it.
There we go.
Because I didn't want to get pepper sprayed.
No.
Who wants to
Who
get pepper
does?
sprayed? Yeah.
Who does?
She was
Sounds
fucking
awful.
crazy. And in this school, the bell did not save anyone. It did not. No one gave a fuck besides me. I was always on time to class. But the principal shows up to the LA police station. Now we know we're in LA. We know,
He kept calling it Venice High.
yeah. I guess
We fucking knew.
yeah. But we see
I guess there's Venice, Florida. There's Venice, Italy.
yeah, there you
They
go.
were in Italy.
Fucking smart ass. We see a bunch of mugshots of a bunch of skinheads. We're in a detective room. It's a detective unit, and they're working on skinhead gangs. And the main detective introduces the principal because the principal's the main motherfucking guy in this film. And the group's like, "Oh my god, this guy is amazing." And he's just going on about how he does outreach work with gangs in and out of the Ken. And they're discussing Derek's murder scene. So this is all, it doesn't get loopy. It's straight to the point. That's what I like. So they're discussing Derek's murder scene that we saw in the beginning of the film when Derek shot those guys that were trying to break into his car. One of the detectives asked the principal, first, like right off the bat, no one else, just straight to the principal. Like, Sweeney, we need your help, right? Sweeney. And he's like, they're trying to talk about something about skinheads, and Sweeney's like, hey, he was more like the skinhead, right? A protege of Cameron Alexander. Immediately setting up that Sweeney knows more than every detective in this fucking county. So Cameron Alexander is probably the biggest.
So, he says Cameron Alexander, and one of the detectives goes, who's Cameron Alexander?
boss.
Well, Cameron, I had never heard of no Cameron Alexander. And he's like, well, it's crazy that you guys are tasked with like skinhead gangs because he's the head of all.
He's the main fucking dude. But yeah, he's more like the skinhead. But Cameron Alexander is probably, this is once again Sweeney breaking it down. Cameron Alexander is probably the biggest distributor and writer of white power literature in LA County. I'm like, well, how many fucking
Probably
in LA County? I'm like, you know how many counties there are in fucking California alone? Like,
probably.
yeah, maybe.
There's a lot, so he's definitely top 5. I can guarantee you that. I don't know for sure if he's the biggest.
Listen, I'm just the fucking principal, all right? You guys are calling me in here?
He's like, you realize how fucking crazy this is? Why am I here?
I fucking
Why
know
am I here
he's
talking about skinheads? You're probably in here talking about fucking skinheads. This is crazy.
I don't want nothing a part of this. You guys fucking brought me in. You guys know I'm like some big figure in this county. I'm the principal. You know how many black kids I got going to my school? White kids? Oh my god, I'm risking it all. But they say Cam Alexander is clean. And principal says he's behind all of it. And does all of it out of his house down by the beach. Which is kind of like down by the river. Which I just like, listen, it's not just out of a house. It's out of a house by the beach. It's a nice house.
We have this guy at work who some of our clients were looking, and there was a double rainbow behind the house there.
Nice.
And this was years ago. He was our chef.
Uh-huh.
And the guys were like talking like, "Oh, it's sick! Look at the rainbow. We're on the water. It's beautiful."
Mm-hmm.
And Chef Danny was refusing to look at it.
The rainbow. He was refusing to look at the rainbow.
Refusing to look, and he said,
"Oh God,
that's nothing."
What?
That's nothing. I saw a triple rainbow one time. It gets so much better. It's so much better. I saw a triple rainbow one time in Miami.
Like that was the best
I
part.
saw a
That was
triple rainbow one time. Not only this, I was in a so much cooler place than this shit. Who gives a fuck? I was in fucking Miami, dude. Any of you motherfuckers ever been to Miami? I'm down there and I see a fucking triple rainbow. I could have died right then and there, and I'd have been happy.
Oh my God.
By the beach.
That guy must be pretty cool.
He is the coolest.
But they say, how many fucking rainbows can there be at a time? Like, does it stop at 3? Is that the most? Is that the cap?
I don't know. It's more than 2. It's bigger than double. That's for damn
Yeah,
sure.
it's one more than 2.
He was in Miami. Miami, Florida, Braden.
Oh, I gotta catch my breath.
Go.
All right, so, it's like, you know when you're lightheaded from laughing and shit?
No.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
either. But they say there were no white gangs in Venice before this fucking guy. That's what Sweeney says, because Sweeney knows it all. And that they recruit insecure, frustrated, and impressionable kids. Like, well, that's well said, Sweeney. The main detective then pops in a tape that shows a news crew talking to Derek right after finding out his father was killed by gunshots while battling a fire at a drug house. God, those stories are the worst. Don't we know? Don't we all know just someone who's just been killed trying to put out a fire at a drug house?
I've never met someone who doesn't have a family member who's killed trying to put out a fire in a Compton drug house.
So we can all relate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah. They asked Derek, like right off the rip, how do you feel right now?
If I was ever like
Distraught.
I might do a news interview in this scenario just so when David, how do you feel right now, babe? I feel all right.
Good.
How you doing? Just like that.
Yeah.
Just like super
so casual.
You want to talk about what happened? Like, oh, you mean he died?
Yeah. I mean, circle of life happens.
Yeah, happens.
Yeah.
I can't say circle of life. I need to give just more generic, because that sounds like, oh, he's got a good perspective of it.
Yeah.
Like,
just more.
Like, my dad died.
Yeah. Cold. Yeah.
They're like, oh, but
just no sympathy.
Yeah. But like, now what? I was like, I don't know. We'll try to pick up the pieces, move on. I don't know. We'll do it. I can't say that. Now what? I don't know. Probably a funeral or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You got a job for me or something?
If you had people die, I don't. This is my first. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you normally do? I think funeral, maybe a wake.
Should I go do
Some
something?
people. I assume people give our family some like casseroles.
Something.
So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Try new foods. Back to you, Tom.
Yeah, that would be best case scenario. But Derek says
That would not be best case scenario.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Derek does best case scenario.
Yeah, he actually does, because he says, "How do you think I feel? I think it's typical. This country is becoming a haven for criminals. So what do you expect? You know, decent, hardworking Americans like my dad are getting rubbed out by social parasites." Porter's like, "Parasites?" Derek's like, "You know, blacks, browns, yellows, whatever." It's just like right off rip, just so quick. And the reporter's like, "Oh, and you think this is race-related?" And Derek's like, "Fuck yeah, it's race-related. Every problem in this fucking country's race-related. Not just crime, like immigration, AIDS, welfare. You know, those are problems. Black community, Asian community, Hispanic community. They're not white problems." The reporter's like, "Holy shit, dude." But he's like, He's like, hold on, so you think that's related to like poverty or something? And Derek's like, no,
He says, don't you think that's poverty related?
yeah. And he's like, no, they're not products of their environment. That's crap. Minorities don't give two shits about this country. They came here to exploit it, not to embrace it. I mean, millions of white European Americans came here and flourished, in a generation. So what the fuck is the matter with these people? They can go around shooting firearms? And Porter's like, dude, this
Shooting
is...
at firemen.
Oh, fireman, yeah. And he's like, dude, what does this have to do with the murder of your father? He's like, because my father was murdered doing his job. Putting out a fire in an N-word neighborhood that shouldn't even give it a shit about. Probably by some drug dealer who still collected welfare checks. I'm like, isn't that fucking true? But yeah, so Derek is like,
What do you mean?
Because drug dealers, it's like, gotta finesse the system, man.
And how like the minorities are parasites and they're just bleeding this country dry. Everything. You know what's great is,
Well, that too, but
yeah, what's great is I was going to say, Braden and I watched this movie together, and Braden the whole time he's like, dude, it's crazy that like these are the same issues we have today. It's been 25 years since this movie came out. We haven't fixed anything. You did it yourself. You did it yourself, man. Bravo.
thanks. No, yeah, it's funny that you do say that because you do hear some of this shit today. Not from me.
No, you
Some
believe that
people.
those are still issues today.
Yeah.
All of them AIDS. Those are brown issues. Those aren't white issues.
Yeah.
European Americans flourished here.
Flourished. Now we're the minorities.
Yeah. This whole country's going to shit.
Fuck.
My dad's putting out a fire in some N-word neighborhood.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear about Venice Beach.
Yeah, so
Good neighborhood?
Oh, dude, I've been to Venice. It is actually turned to shit. I'm not gonna lie, dude. It is like kind of sketchy, bro, because there's so much drugs going on there. Like so many people who are like, there was literally like on the news. It would be like, you have to watch out while walking in the sand because there's people who have actually been pricked by fucking needles and shit, dude. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, that exists here.
Oh, totally.
That exists in New Jersey.
But it is much worse than it used to be, even in fucking 1998. Wasn't even bad in 1998. Maine detective says Derek was released this morning after serving 3 years and says this is something we have to keep an eye on. So now we're at Venice Beach. We see Danny walking down Venice Beach saying it's a fucking dump. But it used to be a nice place. And he's talking about how gangs moved in and took over. Danny's watching, a bunch of people play basketball. And an older black guy comes off the court and asks this black kid that we saw earlier that was beating up the white kid in the bathroom scene. And he's like, is that the white boy you were talking about? He's like, yeah. And they have like a little stare down for a moment because Danny's just like, doesn't give a shit. This kid is like,
he's like leaning over the fence. He's looking at him and smiling.
Yeah. He's like a honey badger because he just does not give a fuck, bro. And they have a stare down for a moment. We hear like Danny having like a voiceover in his head. He's like, that's why Derek started the DOC. He said white kids shouldn't have to walk around scared in their own neighborhood. And for a while there, we really made it feel like it was ours again. So flashback, we're at the same b-ball courts that Danny's at right now at Venice Beach, and it's in black and white. Anytime we go to a flashback, it's in black and white. And there's white guys and black guys playing on the same court. One of them being Ethan Suplee, I think is how do you say his last name?
I don't know that actor's real name.
Yeah, that's his real name.
He's the white offensive lineman in Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Where he's like super cool with it was legitimately, he's bananas, insanely racist, uses the N-word a ton in this movie. So then he was like, all right, fuck, I got to be in Remember the Titans, and I have to be the one white person who's immediately cool with the black people. I have to rehabilitate this image.
I got to balance out this career.
Yeah, and he did.
He did. And I don't know if you've seen him lately, dude. That man has lost a
Did he
lot
lose a ton of weight?
Oh,
Is
shit
that-
ton.
yeah.
He's like a big fitness advocate now and eats very healthy and all this shit. So good for him.
He's also a security guard in the movie John Q.
Yes. I actually don't know that movie, but
Great movie.
he looks like he could be a good security guard in like a movie. But yeah, I'm gonna refer to him as Ethan. So this is like actual real name is Ethan.
Yeah, but his name in the movie is Seth.
You want to go by Seth? Or you want to go by Ethan? Doesn't matter.
He's Seth.
All right, fine. We'll go by Seth.
Ethan.
All right.
You can't even pronounce his last name. You're like, I'm gonna.
Supple.
He's not Denzel Washington. He's not Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is really cool.
He's Seth.
Yeah. But Seth and one of the black guys who I think Derek shot in the beginning of the film start arguing. So Seth is like, lucky motherfucker, I'm through monkeying around with your fucking ass. And then the black guy's like, pale, pasty, pastrami, eating cracker motherfucker, $100 I make you my bitch. And then Seth is like, oh yeah, he's trying to make ends meet for his cut and welfare. Are you fucking on? So then he like walks back over to where Derek, and we come to find, I think this is where we first meet Cameron Alexander and Danny and some of the other white guys, and he's basically asking for money.
He walks over and tells everyone, he's like, I can't cover this bet. I need you give me money. And they're like, you made a fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah.
you can't cover the bet and you made it. He's like, I can take this.
Yeah, Cam's like, you got a big fucking
I can
mouth.
take this.
Piglet down.
That's not what he calls him.
Ah!
That's not what he calls him.
I got close. But yeah, you guys get it. But Derek says,
Replace the P with an N, and that's what he says.
yeah, it's
Braden's
racist.
a fucking cat. He'll say that word all day, but once the camera's rolling, it's Piglet.
Just shouting out my dog from last week, Piglet. But Derek says, what the fuck are you thinking if you don't have the money? And then he just tells him he's embarrassing and shut the fuck up. And he says, I'll take care of this. He then takes his shirt off and walks up to the black guys and tells them he has a bet. Same teams, but now he's on the white team. But same points, but not for the money, just for the court.
So it wasn't. He says, but we play white guys versus black guys.
I thought they were already doing that.
He says those words, implying that they weren't. I assumed they were because of how insanely racist.
True, yeah.
But he says, but we're going to play white guys versus black guys.
Yeah, he does say that.
So it leads me to believe they pick teams to begin.
Yeah, you're probably right. So now it's whites versus blacks, and Edward Norton is on the fucking team.
But
Derek.
What are they playing for?
But they're playing for the court. They're playing for the area. So he tells them, he's like, it's not about the money. He says, you win, we walk away. But if we win, no bitching, no fighting. Right here in front of everyone, you pack up your shit and you get your black asses out of here. 8-6, our ball. And they check the fuck up. And the black guys immediately just start alley-ooping and fucking dunking on them and just win.
Yeah.
Decisively.
Dominate.
Just dominate.
It was 8-6. They played to 11 and ended up being 11-6.
Yeah, it was
they didn't
no
miss a
competition.
fucking shot. The white guys didn't do shit.
Yeah, and they had to walk away. But no, somehow in this fucking fairy tale, the white guys make it competitive. And during game point, a fight almost breaks out because Derek got elbowed in the nose by the black dude that he ends up shooting. Then the next play he grabs the fucking ball.
No.
Huh.
No. So he goes over, he spits out a bunch of blood.
Yeah.
And Danny's like, you got to call offensive foul there. And he goes, not on game point, Danny.
Yeah.
And then his girlfriend goes, you can't let that.
Yeah, hit him with it.
You can't let that N-word get away with that shit. And he goes, honey, it's game point. Why doesn't everyone get this? It's game point. I can't call foul on game point. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
all right?
which is
I'll
true.
let him beat the fuck out of me, all right? It's
Yeah.
game point.
Yeah, and then what's funny is he goes, watch this. He goes in, doesn't even have the ball, but he ends up stealing the ball and goes up and does a fucking spinning behind the back fucking dunk over the top. Fucking crazy. Crazy. If Edward Norton can really dunk like that,
Good on him.
I'll suck his dick.
Oh, when
What?
he joined the game. Yeah, I heard you.
Oh.
You said you'll suck his dick. I get it.
Did I?
It's fair.
Oh, shit.
So when he joined the game, he took off his shirt and revealed that he has a swastika tattooed
Oh,
on his
yeah.
chest.
He's like, oh, it's fucking going down now.
But I don't get, everyone's like, oh, shit, this guy got a swastika. Fucking Seth has 88 on the back of his shirt,
Yeah.
and he's talking very racist and
Yeah.
all this stuff. It's I don't know why they were like, oh shit,
Oh, swastika.
oh this guy.
That's
is like-
way worse than
Yeah.
everything else you already said.
Yeah, like all right,
But yeah, Cam Alexander is on the side. And he's fucking loving every inch of this shit.
fucking nuts.
Oh, he's
Lights
older
win.
too. He's older. He's got like glasses on and shit.
get
He's-
off the court.
Yeah. Yeah, and all the whites are fucking going crazy. They're hugging, they're crying. It's like it's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote.
All right. For editing purposes, we should take a quick break.
Yeah.
But guys, stick around because we got so much more.
Oh, so
coming
much.
right at you. And we're back.
Oh.
And fuck you, Derek Jeter.
Man. All right, guys. So we cut back from the flashback, and Danny is running back to his apartment to see Derek home hugging the fam. It's just a big rejoice. You know, it's just a nice moment. They make small talk, and then Danny shows Derek his DOC tattoo and tells him Cameron made it official. 'Cause Cam's the fucking dude. Cameron.
Cam Alexander.
Yeah. Danny goes to his room and takes a call.
Not Danny.
Derek goes to his room, takes a call. I think it's Derek's old room. I don't know if they really like get into that, but it's Danny's room now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we cut to Ethan driving, and he's singing a song.
Seth. It annoys me that Edward Norton, you put his character's name,
But not for Ethan.
fucking him. You put Ethan in the whole fucking movie. It's bananas to me.
Yeah, maybe you're right. My eyes have seen the glory of the trampling at the zoo. We washed ourselves in Edward's blood and all the mongrels too. We're taking down the Zob machine, Jew by Jew by Jew. The white man marches on.
There we go.
Was that nice?
You nailed it.
Thanks.
I don't know if I'd say it was nice.
Well, you know
I'd
what's-
say you nailed the way he didn't put his like cute of a thing on the end. 'Cause it's not supposed to be soft and like a lovely song. It's supposed to be aggressive. This is what's going to happen.
So here's the funny thing about this. When I listened, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just like look up the song to just get the lyrics. And I was looking it up. This other song kept popping up. I was like, these aren't the lyrics. It's weird. I legitimately thought this was like a real song. I thought this was like some song someone made that's just like hateful.
Oh, and you found like the patriotic.
Yeah,
song
yeah.
of-
That's what I'm
okay.
saying. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I was like, the fuck is this? But Seth is so fucking into it. He's like, arms are out the window. He's like, Jew, my Jew, my Jew. He is fucking. This is. Can you imagine like pulling up at a stoplight and you look over and it's just Seth just singing that song? He looks
is-
at you. He points to you. He's like, yeah.
He is 400 pounds, and he has the way his hair is. He's got nothing on the chin. He's got like mutton chops down to here. He's got a mustache. He looks.
He's intimidating.
He looks unapproachable.
Yeah.
He has the mustache, but the mutton chop like don't connect. Nothing here. Like
He looks like he's got
Looks-
nothing to lose.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But
He's driving a van.
yeah. Yeah, like a fucking weird rape band kind of vibe. But Derek tells the person on the phone he's going to take care of that tonight and that he'll do it. Ethan comes over with his hand. Seth comes over.
Had we been calling Edward Norton Edward, I could get on board with you calling him Ethan. Nonsense, though.
Yeah, I know.
Nonsense.
I guess I felt like keeping it Derek because of Danny and like they're all of the kids are
I
all
agree.
D.
I agree.
So it's Derek, Danny, Davina. So yeah. Fuck, Ethan. You fucking me up now, Ethan. I'm sure if you saw this, you'd be like, well, thanks for putting my name in there, Just
I
trying to
don't
give me.
think I don't think he would. I don't think he'd give a fuck.
Bro, I don't want to be
He
associated.
did remember the Titans because he wanted people
Yeah.
to forget about this character he did.
Makes sense. But Seth comes over with his handheld fucking camera and pushes his way through the front door like he fucking owns the place. And Derek tells him he'll be out in a minute. Just immediately, it's just like,
There goes. He's yelling, Vineyard!
yeah,
Where are you, you free motherfucker?
yeah,
And he like covers the phone. He's like, I'll be out in a minute.
yeah. But Danny goes into the room where Derek is on the phone, and Derek is like, why the fuck is Seth here? It's just like he immediately like, does not give a shit. He's like, all right, tell Danny to give him a minute.
Danny has a great. He's, what the fuck is Seth here? Did you invite him? And Danny goes, Nah, he's just always here.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that all about? He's not nice to the people in the house. He's fucking aggressive. Why is he always there?
And then fucking Seth is trying to get a close up on fucking Davina's cooch.
It's great.
It's fine. She's like, she notices.
Wanted it. She wanted it. She's sitting like this.
All right, so story, bro. Not only did the girl that fucking drank her pee in my crib did that to me. I think I actually brought it up a different time. She did that shit to me. There's no way these girls are gonna fucking know it. This girl that I went to high school with, that I'm friends with, she was visiting LA. She brought her friend, who I think they were like hooking up or something like that. She brought her over and we were kind of just like hanging out for a little bit. And as we're talking, I look over and her fucking friend is doing the same thing, sitting up on the couch with her fucking legs the way she. Yeah.
What does this have to do with the girl drinking pee?
No, I'm saying she did that too. Where you could see
The girl drinking pee left her
shit
pussy
wide
hanging out?
open.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever brought that up about her.
I think I might have
No.
another time, not the first time, but
Yeah, you're surprised by this. You absolutely could have fucked the girl drinking pee.
definitely could have fucked the other girl who was
could have
busy.
fucked. You act like this is crazy. Like
I
no,
am,
like
yeah.
you. It's crazy to me that you aren't having sex with these girls.
I'm
when
a
they do
wholesome
this.
guy,
This
David.
is you're not though. That's the thing. That's the thing is you're not.
I do things very respectful. Any girl is gonna be like, listen, he wasn't
Any
even
girl
trying.
who's gonna
He wasn't even trying.
Yeah, so, like-
I was trying. I forced him.
they're not gonna be like, what a good guy. They're gonna be like, huh, that was humiliating.
I showed him.
I had my vagina exposed.
Totally
and
thought it was gonna work.
He saw it.
Worked every time.
And then like looked disgusted with me.
every
Moved
time,
on.
besides
and then he
this
talked
time.
about it on his fucking podcast.
What the fuck?
Fuck that wholesome guy. Fuck him. I went all the way to LA to fuck this guy.
Oh yeah. So
Years later, he hashes this shit up. Fuck him.
that'd be so great. Now they're just like saying the worst shit about me.
That's what's happening.
Yeah. But
All right, what's Seth do?
Seth is tried to sneak the close up. She notices and she's like, "You still here, Goodyear?" And he says, "You calling me a blimp, you fucking Dem? You Democrat?"
Yeah, he didn't say Dem. Called her Democrat.
I guess I was just abbreviating it
Yeah.
for the sake of typing. But she says, "When was the last time you were able to see your fucking feet?" And he's just so beat up about that. He's fuck
He just,
you.
flicks her off
Yeah.
without
It's mean.
saying anything.
But Danny comes over and sits down in front of Seth, and Seth puts the camera on him and says, "All right, let me ask you some questions." And then says, "Now tell me some of the stuff you learned before I pistol whip you." And Danny keeps fucking with him and I don't know, saying some shit, and Seth's like getting annoyed, and then we see Derek say on the phone, "He'll take care of it." Again, it's fucking serious. We don't know what Derek's putting down, but we're gonna. And then
We
Seth.
know he's gonna take care of it.
Oh yeah. Seth asks Danny, "What do you hate, Danny?" And he says, "I hate anyone who is a white Protestant. They're a burden to the advancement of the white race."
He hates anyone who isn't a white Protestant.
Yeah, my bad. Read that too fast. They're a burden to the advancement of the white race. Some of them are all right, I guess. Just kind of like changes on a beat and it says to me, it's like, what the fuck? No, none of them are fucking all right? Okay? They're all a bunch of freeloaders. Remember what Cam said. And he just starts getting like really passionate about Cam. All right? We don't know them. We don't want to know them. They're the fucking enemy. Now, what don't you like about them? And say it with some fucking conviction. Danny's like, well, all right. I mean, I guess, he doesn't like how people are becoming cool, like hip hop and.
No, he said it with way more conviction than this.
Yeah, you think?
He said, "I hate that it's cool to be black. I hate that this fucking hip hop culture is in white suburbia. I hate," and then he says some fucking MTV News chick from the 90s whose name I'm spacing on.
What I like the most is as he's saying this, Seth is like, good.
Yeah. He doesn't say, you're giving him like a
Darth
like a
Sidious.
No, you're giving Danny like a nervous. Like Danny's not.
Well, he's kind of like unsure of himself.
He jumps in right there. He knows how to play the part there.
Yeah.
And he plays the part completely.
Yeah.
He's not like nervous, like, I guess I'm scared. Like, no, he fucking does it. He knows what he's supposed to say.
Yeah, I guess. But Derek peeks his head out the door and like listens while Davina tries to stop Danny from talking like that, and then ends up in another insult competition with Seth, and it kind of just goes back and forth. And she ends up saying that Derek hates you, and then that's when Derek comes out and he's like, "No, I don't. That's not fucking true."
He said, "Don't you tell me who I hate."
Yeah. And then they embrace each other, Derek and Seth. Derek asked Danny if he got in trouble and if he turned in a paper about Adolf's book. And Danny
Mein
is...
Kampf.
Yeah, that one. Mein Kampf. Did I say it right?
Fuck you. You know you did. You know you fucking said it right.
And Danny is hyped about it, like, hell yeah! And Derek says, is that your idea or Cameron's? So we're kind of getting a feel that there's something kind of almost going on between Derek and Cameron. Danny says, no, I thought it would be cool, but, how did you know, though? And Seth is hyping up Danny, being like, he's so fucking smart, man. He's come such a long way. Like, that's kind of like the reason why he was, like, recording him, too. It's just like we're picking up that they're trying to convert Danny to be like Derek, because Derek's been gone this whole time, and that's what Derek
Seth
is.
keeps going, this kid's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And then Derek says, it doesn't matter how I knew. Derek ends up telling him it was Sweeney on the phone, the principal, and tells Danny that he's got a good teacher. Seth can't fucking stand it. Are you fucking kidding me? That N-word? He's an N-word. And then Derek makes Seth step out. He's like, Seth, fucking step out for a second. I got to talk to Danny. All right? Give us a minute. Derek tells...
I'm fucking starving, man.
Yeah, he's just bitching about being hungry.
Shut the fuck up. Go sit down. I want to talk to my brother.
Yeah. Derek tells Danny to forget about Seth and that he kills fucking bugs for a living. And you don't want to be like that. It's a little mean, I guess, to anyone who kills bugs for a living. Probably makes decent money.
I don't think he does.
Mm.
I think if you owned your own bug-killing business, you would. But I imagine Seth,
Just not, yeah.
with his fucking facial hair and his tattoos and his beliefs, there's only so many jobs he could get. So they lowball him on the price because fuck him.
Yeah, makes sense. But Derek is telling Danny, you're going to do what Sweeney tells you, and that's it. I don't care. I mean it. And they're kind of going back and forth a little bit about that. But as they're talking, we hear their mother coughing in the other room, and Derek tells Danny to put out, because Danny is constantly smoking cigarettes. And they go into the room, and Derek, brings his mom a glass and is like, dude, and finds her smoking. He's like, dude, I just told fucking Danny to put it out. You're here smoking these things. Derek tells them that they can't live like this, and is telling them, he's like, I'm going to get a job. I'm going to find a way to get us out of here. Like, we should not be living here and be living like this. Then Seth fucking pops in.
Davina's like, I could drop out of school and get a job. And he's like, no, absolutely not. He's like, finish school. I'll figure it out.
And at this point in the movie, you kind of feel indifferent on Derek because you saw him in the beginning, and now you're seeing, and it's like two flips of a coin,
You can tell he's changed. He has a full head of hair.
Yeah.
Like, he's the skinhead early in the movie. Now he's got hair.
Yeah.
You can tell this character's changed.
And then Seth fucking pops in complaining he's starving, and Derek tells him to fuck off.
Please, can we go? I'm starving. He goes, get the fuck out of here.
So
Don't
he goes
give a shit. Go wait in the living room.
Yeah. And he goes and sits in the living room, and then once when Derek leaves, this motherfucker, he first chugs a thing of jelly beans, like just pours the whole bowl in his mouth, and then when Derek walks out, he's spitting jelly beans all over the place, and Derek's just like, all right, let's go. I would have been like, fuck you, pick him up.
He's like, I want to get him away from my family.
Yeah, I guess.
He's like, I could do this, and he would pick them up.
Yeah, and it would take a
He's
little
like,
time.
I want him out of this fucking house.
Yeah. But Derek tells Danny to promise him that he'll stay away from the party tonight, and Danny says that he's not 14 anymore. Because, no one wants to be 14 anymore.
Fucking 14 anymore. But also, like, from his perspective, it's interesting because, like,
he's been gone for 3 years.
He's been gone for years. He just killed 2 people, was in prison. Then he comes back and is kind of like, you guys need to straighten up.
Yeah, yeah.
like, fuck you, dude. This is crazy.
Why do you think I'm smoking cigarettes? I watched you fucking murder
I
people.
watched you murder people. I gotta fucking put up with this shit. Fuck you.
You could have let them go. You ran after the car.
It was a fucking truck, Derek.
Yeah. No, it was his father's truck.
We don't know that yet.
Shit,
we don't
yeah.
know that yet.
Fuck, my bad. But all right, so yeah, they walk out, and Danny is in his room, and now he's writing the paper, and he types out American History X, and so it begins. He keeps typing, analyze and interpret, just like over and over, until the point that it says anal sex and interpret. He then types, people look at me and see my brother. And I think he deletes it or something. And then we cut.
He kept that.
Did he keep that?
He deleted anal sex and interpret.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he kept. I think that's how he started this paper. People look at me and they see my brother.
Yeah. It's a good line. We cut to a flashback of Derek and Cameron in their car while being voiceovered by Danny. So we see Derek say, yeah, that's the whole bunch, while staring at a crowd of people. We hear Danny's voiceover say, it didn't take long for Derek to make a name for himself, and Cameron knew just how to use him. Derek says to Cameron, you sure you don't want to stick around? Which Cameron replies, you know I'd love to, but I gotta be careful. So he's just kind of like, we're picking up that he's manipulating Derek and stuff and kind of calling the shots. We hear Danny's voiceover say, he sent Derek to the kids, to the frustrated ones, to the ones sick of getting their asses kicked by the black and the Mexican gangs. Don't just be some punk. Be part of something. And everyone fucking ate it up. They did whatever
Including
they...
Braden.
Huh?
Including Braden.
Including me, yeah. I mean... He's a good speaker.
Yeah.
But Derek tells them to gather around and that we're not here to fucking socialize. And he goes up to one of them and tells them, weed is for the N-words. Put that away right now.
Guys, if I had $1 for every time Braden told me that.
And have some self-respect.
That weed is for the N-words and have some self-respect, I would be a millionaire.
Wouldn't we all? Because a lot of people say it to me, too.
No, you say it to everybody.
Yeah. I guess you're right. But
I am right. No guessing needed. Anyone
Yes,
who knows
Derek.
you, anyone knows you have heard you say that.
yeah.
Like weed's just for N-words, all right? Have some self-respect. I've never smoked that shit.
Man.
Smoke shit those N-words smoke.
And then says to all of them, we need to open our eyes. There's over 2 million illegal immigrants bedding down in this state tonight. And goes on about how much the state is spending yearly in the country on housing and imprisoning, illegal immigrants. And he keeps going on about the government, how the government doesn't give a shit. Our border policy is a joke, and they're fucking laughing at us and our laws. And it sounds like a fucking Trump rally. Boom, boom, So this guy's giving a speech that Republicans only dream of. Going on about...
Did you write both of those jokes back to back like that?
Oh, yeah. And I put in the...
So I didn't do that, but did you write the Trump joke and the Republicans only dream of?
Bro, you fucking damn right I did.
So it's poor planning. You gotta do one of those jokes. You can't back to back do a both.
They're terrible. That's why I put them back to back.
You can pull off one of those jokes.
Oh, you thought they were good enough to pull off one?
One of them for sure.
Shit.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought they were so bad that I was like, all right, I might as well just...
They're so bad, but doing them both, it's poor taste.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
All right, well, guess I'll just go on.
Go fuck yourself.
He keeps going on about losing our freedoms and how immigrants are exploiting our country, blah, blah, blah. It's happening right now in our country. He says, this isn't our fucking neighborhood. It's a fucking battlefield. We're on a battlefield tonight. Make a decision. Are we going to stand on the sidelines quietly, standing there?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Yeah, our country is being raped. All right, we got to ante up. We got to do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're goddamn right we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a crowd of skinheads there.
There's like 20 white people.
They're getting so fucking amped up for this.
Yeah. And as he's saying this, they're also putting on ski masks and shit. And they just threw in a parking lot that's right across the street from Archie's Ranch Market. They literally, so they just turn around and the fucking camera flips from the other side, and they're like 50 feet from the front door, which is great. It'd be great if the people working at Archie's Ranch Market were like, do you fucking hear the people outside? Do you hear what they're saying?
They call the police. The police show up before anything happens.
The moment they're about to open the door, all the cops get there.
They're like, "Hey, we had some calls about a disturbance. You guys are over there screaming some pretty hateful stuff.
You're all wearing ski masks. You got a bunch of fucking...
I'm glad we got here. You guys were just running towards this business. I don't think that was going to be good."
Everyone in this business is black or Hispanic or Asian, and it's called Archie's Ranch Market, and they just start fucking everyone and everything in it. Literally, just, I mean, they're holding down the cashier woman, and one guy says, this bitch stinks. Give me some cleaning powder. Smells like fish and chips and guacamole.
She was Hispanic.
Oh, was she? I thought she was black.
She was Hispanic. That's why he said fish and chips and guacamole.
Oh, it makes more sense, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's multiple cashiers they're holding down. There's multiple other fucking grocery...
Destroying the store. Derek's beating the fuck out of the owner.
They're pouring, like, food all over the employees.
They're putting a bunch of white, like white liquids all over the Hispanic chick's face.
Yeah.
And saying, yeah, there you go. That's a good color on you. Now you can get a white lady's job. Moving up in the world.
Yeah. And then Seth's fat ass is beating bananas with a stick. Did you see that? I swear to God. He takes a stick. There's a fucking pile of bananas. And he goes, "There." He's just like, "Fuck you.
Fuck you, bananas."
It was like so awkward. It wasn't like he like took them and like threw them all. It was just like, yeah. But they're throwing food all over the place. And then they run out the store. But not before Seth, fat fucking ass, grabs the biggest burger I've ever fucking seen. This burger looked fake. That's how big it was.
Oh, I think it was fake.
Oh.
I don't think it was supposed to be. I think it was like a thing they had there.
I thought he
held it like this.
I thought he found the time to make like the biggest burger while everyone else was...
I don't think so. I think it was just like a thing there.
Just wanted to put it in his room or something.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Look at the big burger statue. But we then cut back to Danny's room.
Yell something.
Huh?
No green card, no fucking work.
Yeah.
Comprende?
Yeah, there's a lot of slander in this fucking movie. Cut back to Danny's room while he's writing this paper. There's Hitler shit. I don't think I've said it, but there's Hitler shit all over the room.
Yeah. There's big swastika flag. This room's a nightmare.
And I feel like as the movie goes on, it starts to cut more and more kind of like back and forth between flashbacks and different scenes and stuff.
How would you describe that?
Kind of smoky Aces scene.
Yeah.
But we cut flashback to a family dinner with the white teacher from earlier at this table. I think this is a good time to maybe take a break before we get to this scene. This scene might take a little...
I think we can do it in 8 minutes. Unless you need to take a break.
Well, I don't know.
I think we can get through this scene in 8 minutes.
Let's try. All right, so Danny says in a voiceover, "Even though Dad is gone, things are starting to get better for the whole family. But we should have saw it coming." So in the flashback at the dinner, they're talking about riots, just black people in general.
It's in the late 90s, talking about the Rodney King riots.
Yeah, civil rights, racism. Derek says, "That's crap. I don't buy that for a minute. Calling a riot an irrational expression of rage."
So the Jewish teacher was talking about how a lot of the businesses were black-owned businesses that got looted during the riots, and how that's why rioting is an irrational expression of rage.
Yeah. And he's like, that's such a fucking cop-out. It's opportunism at its worst. It's a bunch of people finding any excuse they can to go loot a store. I'm like, man, if that's not the fucking truth. So Derek is spitting facts and statistics about the alarming rates of black-on-black crimes versus white-on-white. And then the rest of the fam start to snap back about prejudice in the judicial system, social inequalities, good points, and Derek is basically saying that those are just excuses. Now, he says that's like saying it's not riot, it's rage. It's not crime, it's poverty. And then goes on.
Braden, the whole time, you could tell, like, while we were watching this, Braden's on Derek's side.
I'm
Braden's
fucking-
like, exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking thank you.
head nod.
Every time he says it, he's like, thank you, dude.
Finally.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. But he says it's like.
He goes, these fucking N-words been getting away with this for too long. Too fucking long. This shit's been happening. What happened to this country? Braden's words. It's crazy.
Don't quote me on it. But he says he thinks the force the cops used on Rodney King was textbook self-defense. And then Davina calls him a junior KKK. And Derek fucking laughs. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? Fucking no respect for any of the laws that let monkeys like Rodney King back on the streets, and calls the KKK a bunch of fucking disorganized rednecks.
So hold on. Mom said that she thought it was excessive.
Yeah,
what they did.
They keep going back and
And
forth.
he's like, what, are you an authority, Mom? And then she goes, well, what do you think? To the Jewish guy. Why'd she pull him into that? She could tell where this is going. She's like, well, what do you think?
Yeah, but-
And he goes, I mean, I think they were excessive. And he's like, it's not for you to fucking decide. All right?
And then she ends up fucking walking off. So
Not yet. Come on.
Well, that's what I fucking have next.
This is later.
No.
So he's talking about Rodney King's a multiple felon. He's high as a fucking kite. He's flying 120, and then he attacks police officers. What if Danny was crossing the street? And God forbid, fucking high-ass Rodney King runs Danny over. And Mom's like, I don't want to talk about this. Can we talk about something else?
Yeah.
And then the teacher looks at her and says, and because Derek's like, all right, we can. Like, whatever. He's like, it's my mom, whatever. We're not going to do it. And the teacher goes, well, sweetie, we're having a discussion. You're like, what? What is his fucking deal? He's like, well, now, honey, we're in the middle of a discussion. It would be rude for us to leave things unsaid at this point.
Oh, David, he's a teacher.
And Derek goes, exactly. We're having a discussion. Fucking Rodney King mows Danny down with his fucking car. And that's when she leaves.
Yeah, so she fucking walks out.
What the fuck is his deal?
But
well, sweetie, we're having a discussion. No, you fucking take the bait. You're like, yeah, let's move on.
He's ready to teach.
Let's talk about anything
he wants
else.
all
Danny,
the
you ready for that
controversy.
test tomorrow?
He's fucking ready. He's ready for the fucking drama. But Derek keeps going on ranting about Rodney King, and then says Lincoln freed the slaves like 130 years ago. How long does it take for you to get your act together? And then white teachers like, well, Jews have been persecuted for over 5,000 years. Are you saying that it's wrong to feel sensitive about anti-Semitism?
And then Derek says nothing and just kind of stares at him and smirks.
Yeah, literally.
It's okay. He's like, well, yeah. I am saying that.
And that's when Derek's girlfriend starts fucking talking shit and is fucking she's upset.
We didn't tell them. His girlfriend's there.
Yeah, and she's sitting there smiling too, loving this shit. But it upsets Davina to the point that she ends up trying to leave, and Derek fucking gets in her face. He stands up.
She says, can I be excused? And then goes to leave. And Derek goes, no, you cannot be excused. And the girlfriend says, yeah, I was talking, Davina.
The girlfriend's fucking crazy.
She's so bad.
It's crazy. But she's trying to get by him and eventually does. And the moment she like kind of crosses him, he fucking grabs her by the back of the ponytail, drags her back. She's fucking fighting him and shit. He goes and grabs fucking bread off the table.
Meat. It was meat.
Oh, was it meat? I thought it was bread.
It was like roast beef.
Oh my God. It starts stuffing in her fucking mouth. And that's when the white teacher is like, you're fucking killing her.
Derek, she can't breathe.
Yeah, she
Let
can't.
her go.
The mom is she fucking runs back in, trying to fight.
She's getting him, Danny. They're both trying
Yeah,
to.
Danny's trying to
Let
fight.
her go. They're both trying
Derek
to pull him
fucking
off.
throws Danny. It was
There's Danny. Lets her go.
intense.
And then he's wearing a button down. And he takes the button down off. And he has a wife beater on underneath. And he goes, the white teacher, he didn't get involved because he knew, he's like, Derek will fuck me up if I go get involved.
Yeah.
He's like, his family, he's not going to stop doing what he's doing, but he's not going to, like, if he starts, like, throwing punches, then I have to get involved.
Yeah.
But if I go to try to break it up, he's going to
It's
going to
get worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek takes it off. He's wearing a wife beater, and he just, like, goes and, like, leans over the table, save the table in between him. He's just staring at the teacher. Like, you got some shit to say about what's going on? Like,
Oh my god, it's great because once when Davina gets freed, she fucking yells at him like "fuck you" and runs off. Derek's girlfriend is loving this.
so
This
happy.
part in particular, she's got the biggest smile on her face. She is in love. She's like, "This is the man I want to marry."
The Jewish teacher just goes, Derek, what are you doing? This is your family.
Yeah, and that's when Derek gets real personal and tells him he'll never be a part of this family.
Yeah, that's right. My family.
You'll never be a part of this family.
You think I don't see what you're doing? Bringing your fucking Junos to my father's table?
Fucking
Preaching about equality and all this bullshit? Trying to fuck my mom? Not gonna happen.
He's like, "No way! Not while I'm here."
Fucking,
Man.
you got
He goes, "I will fucking cut off your how do you say it? Shellac nose off and shove it up your fucking ass before I let that happen. Coming in here and poisoning my family's dinner with your Jewish N-word loving hippie bullshit. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you."
He only said it twice.
But yeah, just keep yelling.
Don't make him sound ridiculous, Braden. All right? Adding a third fuck you.
Tells him to get the fuck out and shows him his swastika and says, "This means you're not welcome."
And he just he slowly he just walks out.
Kind of looks like he's disappointed.
Gets the door, puts his hands on the knob, and then just sort of looks back, just defeated. And then he goes. Then he shows him again. He's like, "Yeah, keep fucking walking, bitch. You see this? This means not welcome." How pumped would you have been if I drew a swastika on my chest for that, just to show it right there?
I would be
They're like, "Oh my god, dude,
that's ridiculous, bro."
we gotta cut this. We cannot show that."
It's like that's as bad as blackface or something.
No, not quite.
Yeah, it's a little worse.
I think if I did a whole episode in blackface, it would be a little worse.
Yeah, that's fuck. But then his mom runs up and she's like, "Why? Why, Derek? What did I do? What did I do?" And then she goes,
He goes, "You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. Bringing your fucking Jew kike boyfriend here. You went from dad to him. You should be fucking ashamed."
"I'm ashamed you came out of my body."
And then she starts going outside. It's like, "Good. Run to your
Fucking kike.
Run to your fucking kike." I love how willing you are to say kike.
It's not as bad. No, I'm just yeah, forgive me now. But he keeps saying, he's like, "Yeah, go fucking run." So she does. She goes out. He's just waiting by his car. And this is actually, the twist on this is kind of funny. I thought they were going to be like, "Yeah, he's fucking insane. But thank God we love each other." Nope. White teacher's like,
"He's gone."
"Yeah, he's gone."
That's what he says. He says, "He's gone." She said, "He's a boy without a father." He goes, "Oh, I don't think you realize the world that your children live in. I'm sorry."
Goodbye.
Yeah. No, he's like, "I can't be around."
And she's just like, "What
He's
the
like,
fuck?"
I was like, "I'm not getting involved with that. He'll fucking kill me."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm never coming back to this house. That was insane."
And Danny's just watching this all out the window. Everything happens for Danny out the window. Just fucking terror. I would block the window. But Davina runs in the kitchen with a bat and fucking what's the line from Signs? Swing away. And she just starts swinging away, knocking over all the water. It starts pouring on Derek. Derek starts melting to the floor. It's fucking graphic. But no, he catches the bat like it's
Of course he did.
yeah, like it's nothing. It's like he's a superhero or something. He takes it from her and then immediately apologizes. He's like, I would never hurt you."
That's the best. "You know I would never hurt you."
Shh.
Come on. Hey, you know I would never hurt you. I just lost control there. But you did hurt me.
And then Davina looks at Danny and Danny goes, "I trust Derek. I trust him." It's fucking crazy. It's such a twist.
And then Mom walks in, and now is a good time
Yeah.
for editing purposes for us to take a quick break, guys. But don't go anywhere. We got more of this shit coming
yeah.
up. Stick around. And we're back. Fuck you, Derek Cheater.
Got him. Guys, we are back to Danny's room, and he's playing with his little sister. When the fuck did he get a little sister?
She's been there.
Well, I just didn't remember. I remember even writing this being like, I don't remember the little sister. But now he's got one. And they go to the living room, and Danny and his mom talk for a minute. It's just kind of like casual.
It's showing like Danny, like the sister comes, he's writing, and she like pokes him, and he goes, "What are you doing out of bed?"
Yeah.
He's like, "You want a plane ride?" And they like, bring it in, brings her out to mom.
You know, it kind of reminds me of the way me and you hang out.
That's all I've thought about.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
glad
yeah,
you
this-
said it.
Yeah. But Danny goes back to his room, and he pulls out a box.
So he
Everyone's got a box.
well, so hold on. Him and mom, they talk, and then he puts his sister to bed.
Yeah.
It's showing like he loves his family, he loves his little sister. It's showing all of that. You're like, all right, it's this kid.
Nice.
He's got some shitty people in his life who are influencing him poorly, but he's a good kid.
He's a good kid. But we all got a box. I mean, every boy has got a box in his room that's just hiding some shit. He's hiding some Hitler shit. And a piece of newspaper that says, talks about the night that his brother killed those guys. Now, back in a flashback to the day Derek flipped out at dinner, which is, I guess, the same day he killed those guys, because we're seeing it now. So Danny is in the voiceover, I think, all the time about what would have happened if I didn't tell Derek.
So we know it's the same day. Mom walks in, she says, "I want you out of here." And he says, "That's fine. I'll be gone in the morning."
Mm-hmm.
And then the girlfriend says, "Yeah, you can stay with me."
She is.
It's weird. Why the morning then?
Yeah. Like, why not right
why not
now?
just pack, like, fine.
And like,
fine,
why
I'll
are
leave
you
right
letting
now.
the girlfriend, who was just the worst, to stay there
Let
too
her
that
stay,
night?
yeah.
And they're gonna be fucking all night. Like, what the fuck?
Such a wild life they're living.
Yeah.
Could you fucking imagine that being your life?
Like, you're gonna move out the next day, and you just had a.
I'm not even talking. I'm talking about the rest of the family.
Oh yeah.
Like the mom.
Yeah.
Dead husband, neo-Nazi son with his fucking neo-Nazi girlfriend.
And
they're just fucking.
Oh my god, banging on the walls. She's making a point. We saw that in the beginning. She's making it a point.
Screaming and being so loud. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. But we see from Danny's point of view, Derek walking to one of the black guys that he shot, and he grabs him and he says, "N-word, you just fucked with the wrong bull."
Oh, I was right.
Yeah.
At the beginning where I was like, they look like they're gonna fuck with the wrong bull.
Yeah, you
know?
said it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
fucking called
wow,
that.
that's nuts.
Yeah, and you know what? That's some shit I grew up with, because my dad, and I'm not even fucking kidding, my dad grew up, he would go to me, he goes, "You got the buller blood in you. You know what that means? You're a fucking bull. No one's gonna fuck with the bull." I swear, bro. Could you see my dad, bro? My dad gets like, in the heat of the moment, he gets all riled up. That's it. It's one of his
get me
sayings.
riled up.
"Don't get me all riled up now, son.
Shit, son.
Don't get me all riled up. Fuck." So yeah, he fucked with the wrong bull. And he says, "Come here." And he drags him over to the curb. And he goes, "You should have learned your place on the fucking basketball court." So we know this is the same guy from the basketball court from earlier. Connecting all the dots right now. But you fucking monkeys never get the message. And then says some more shit about how that was his father's truck. So now we know it's his father's truck.
You shoot at firemen?
Yeah. And
You come here and you shoot at my family?
and now he's going to teach him a real fucking lesson and tells him to put his fucking mouth on the fucking curb. Tell your boy. What was it?
Frankie,
Yeah.
better put your boy in check. Tell him what fucking time it is.
So he tells him to put his mouth on the fucking curb. And then says, "Yeah, that's it." Fucking gets like really into it. And then Danny sees this and he starts yelling to Derek to stop. And he's like running and starts getting slow motion. "Derek, stop." And then as he's doing it, Derek says, "Now say goodnight." Boom! And curb stomps him. And dude, I went frame by frame. I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did, bro. But if you go frame by frame, it is the dude like on the ground with his fucking mouth over the curb, same hair, everything. So they either, and you see him actually curb stomp this dude's face, and the fucking face like fuck off, like fucking split in half, like not to the fullest degree, but enough to where you're like, oh, that's not a real person. There's no way that person would be dead, but it looks just like the dude. So however they did that, good job to the makeup crew.
If you're in that guy's situation,
I'm not fucking doing that.
yeah, right.
I'd rather you shoot me in
right?
the head.
You're like, I will probably die. From this.
There's no way my jaw's
Best
just
case
broken.
scenario, I'm living a bananas deformed life, but I'm probably dying from this.
Yeah.
Shoot me, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking shoot me.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm going
Put
out.
my mouth. Like you can hear his teeth.
like,
It's like
it's
on the nails
concrete.
on a chalkboard. Like, it's so bad.
It is.
Yeah, no fucking shot at me. I go, dude, shoot me. Shoot me in the fucking head.
Yeah, that's why I would shoot me. That's how I would have went out. But the fact that he said, now say goodnight.
Also, I don't know the name. I saw there's a guy who was in prison who does videos where he like breaks down prison scenes in movies. And so he had one.
He's like
for
an
American
old
History X.
gangster or something like that, right?
Yeah, have you seen it?
Mafia dude, yeah.
Nah, I don't think he's mafia dude. He was like in the army.
Is he white?
Did prison, yeah.
There was, we're probably talking about two different things.
So
though.
this guy, he does a lot of videos. Like he broke down the Breaking Bad where they murdered all the people in prison. He broke that down.
Nice.
Which ones were realistic, which ones weren't.
Uh-huh.
All that stuff. But all in all, he was like, it was pretty fucking, like, could happen. Yeah.
Pretty sick.
But he was talking about this. He was like, he's like, I counted because anytime there's guns in movies, I count the bullets. Shot 20 times. You see the clip empty. Don't see him put a new clip in.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Fuck was he going to shoot him with?
Yeah.
He cocks the gun back
Yeah.
when he gets up there. There's no bullets in there.
Yeah, it's a really
Fuck
good
was
point.
he going to shoot him with?
That's a good goof. I
He's
didn't
like,
pick that up.
He's like, so you're the guy. You're just scared and
Yeah.
like you're not questioning whether or not there's bullets in there. You saw him shoot.
But you know you're about to get curb stomped.
Yeah, but he's like fucking. He's got nothing.
It'd be so much
He used
better to
all
get,
the bullets.
But think about it. It's so much better to get capped. You know what I'm saying? You
So
probably
much better.
wouldn't even feel
Then
it.
curb stomped?
You're gonna feel your
Fuck
fucking
that.
head get split in half.
Yeah.
Ah.
Fuck that.
But Danny can't believe it. He drops to his fucking knees in
Right in front of
disbelief.
him. He sees
Yeah,
all of this.
he is just distraught. Like fucking, this is gonna affect him forever. And that guy is for sure dead. The cops show up, and as he's getting arrested, Derek getting arrested, he looks at Danny and just smiles like a fucking psychopath. Oh, go to the YouTube and look it up because David is fucking doing it. Yeah, compare it side by side. Yeah, look right into David's fucking eyes because that's what fucking Danny had to go through. That's your brother right there. Just
And he does this. He does the.
yeah. Yeah. It gives him yeah. You like what I did? You saw it? You fucking like it? That's basically what he's saying just through his eyes. Love it. Fucking I love it. You love it. We all love it. It's crazy. So yeah, Danny is fucking, this is crazy. Oh my God.
life.
Yeah. The cops fucking put him in the fucking whatever. So then we cut back to Danny typing his paper, smoking aces, and we see on the screen typed, I'd never seen anyone die before. The sound of that kid's head splitting open on the curb went right through me. It stayed in my dreams for months until it slowly changed to something I couldn't recognize. The scary thing is, it doesn't seem to bother me anymore. For a long time, I thought that night was proof that Derek was right. Holy shit. It means that dude contemplated it so long, he became numb and almost became like a fucking psychopath, bro.
Yeah, like what a fucking life this kid's having.
Jesus. To the point where it doesn't bother me anymore. Like, that's wild. It's pretty wild. And then to also think that was the proof that Derek was right.
Yeah.
Such a confusing moment for someone's life, dude. So he was now, I wrote semi-psychopathic, but is also realizing Derek was wrong. Then we hear a knock at the door, and we see two guys.
Okay.
I'm just typing because he was typing.
Yeah, keep going.
We see two guys that are right around Danny's age. Kind of looks like Danny too. And then we see Danny finish typing. It would have been life if I had testified.
So Derek was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Would have been life if I had testified.
And then deletes that sentence. We are now at the white supremacy party.
There's fun music. Yeah. There's a dude, it baffles me. There was a dude, Hitler mustache, Hitler hair.
Oh, I fucking missed it.
Full Hitler uniform. Yeah, they barely show. Like, they kind of just, like, they're scanning, and you just kind of barely see him, and then you keep going. That guy had to fully dress up as Hitler to not even have a line, to just be a featured extra in the background of a scene.
He will always
And
be
he had to
associated
go
now with...
full. I mean, no one knows who he is.
Oh, everyone knows.
Everyone thinks Hitler. It looks like Hitler. But he had to go full Hitler
No, yeah.
to just be an extra in a scene.
Yeah, can you imagine
Bananas.
you're like telling your love of your life, like, yeah, I do some acting.
I was in American History X.
Yeah, she's like, well, what's like the biggest thing you've done? And he was like, well, but I mean, it was like really quick. The camera was just panning by, but yeah, I was Justice Adolf. Adolf Hitler? Yeah, I was at like a white supremacy party and like
Dressed up as Hitler. I got a question for you. How much would I have to pay you? And it can be an annual sum. Like this could be your job.
okay.
For you to go full skinhead, get racist tattoos, and always just constantly wherever you have to have neighbors like nearby wherever you live, and you're always outside wearing a wife beater, preferably suspenders with it, and like exposing your racist tattoos and just chain smoking cigarettes, listening to white supremacists, like hardcore white supremacist bands, and like just like pacing, and just like
Well, do that.
nodding with the music, and you don't smoke cigarettes like you're just doing like it's aggressive, like you're pinching the cigarette and
So not too much. Because when you
it's like that music and you're just fucking into it, and like your neighbors are seeing you. All of a sudden, you don't have to go create do hateful acts and like illegal.
Well, what
do
you
hate
fucked up with
crimes.
is because I could say anything to them. So I could be like, this is for a short film. It's for a movie.
But then 2 years go by and the movie hasn't.
I mean, we had to do a lot of reshoots. But nice to see you guys.
No.
Do you think it would, like
I fucked no.
at some point it
You
has
think
to be
you
addressed?
think that's gonna buy?
I think it's gonna buy me a pretty good amount of time.
I don't think your neighbors ever. You can't go seek them out and say, "Hey guys, so I'm just doing like I'm trying to get into character for this movie I'm doing." They're not gonna come approach you.
Yeah.
Nobody approaches that guy.
Yeah.
Unless they have the same ideals.
Well, unless they're like, hey, what the fuck's your problem?
And they're like, "Hey, brother,
yeah,
how goes it?" Yeah. But no, you can't say that. You can't say you're being paid to do this, and you can't say it's for a role.
Oh man, I mean,
You gotta say mind your own business.
oh shit,
Maybe call them the N-word if they're black.
fuck. And then, well, at what point? Because then, let's say like the news fucking station shows up and they're like, this guy is saying and doing a bunch of racist shit. We're gonna go ask him some questions. Always in his front yard doing a bunch of racist shit.
Say, get off my fucking property.
Fuck.
The news wouldn't show up because you're not doing crimes.
Well, I'm guessing like
You listen to music and you look not approachable. You don't listen to approachable music.
honestly,
and you smoke a lot
enough,
of
just enough to
cigarettes.
live off of. So if I can get paid, like, let's say like a couple $100 a day, maybe $200, $300 a day,
$200 a day.
$200-$300 a day.
Fine.
But that's all I got to do. Now I could just kind of just like, and yeah, no one's approaching me. But if anyone ever did, I could just be like,
$200 a day.
"Wait, I get paid to wear this shit, you know?
No, you're not allowed to say that.
Oh, see, fuck.
Yeah, no. You have to tell them mind your own fucking business.
Mm.
You have to not be approachable. You don't have to go seek that. You don't have to be like Derek. You don't have to go like fuck up fucking.
Well, then it's more money because I'm
supermarkets.
gonna miss out on a lot of friendship.
Who are you friends with that you live near right now? What neighbors are you friends with?
Oh, all my neighbors, bro.
I don't think you are.
They all come over and they say, "Hey, Braden, how's everything going?" And we chit chat.
And you say, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Going to work.
I
You
mean,
feel low.
now at this point, I mean, probably a little bit more. We're talking probably like $1,000 a day. $1,000 a day.
All right, you heard it here, guys.
If you guys want me to-
$1,000 a day for Braden to go full neo-Nazi. We talking 7 days a week?
Yeah, but I'm not like going and like.
Sure, but you're going skinhead. You're getting the tattoos.
And I'm outside I'm in my front yard. Yeah. Yeah. $1,000 a day.
All right. If you got the money, we
wants to
can
see it?
make this happen.
Yeah.
Brayden's going skinhead, wife beater, and you have like rusty weights out front.
I mean,
that you lift.
this could, say at some point people are like, I really like Brayden from that one show. Oh, did you hear that podcast episode where he said he'd get paid $1,000 a day to, maybe this will come, and happen. Maybe someday someone will be like, it's worth it. I want to see this guy.
Hopefully, and this is legally binding.
Yeah.
There we go.
Boom.
All right, back to the movie.
Back to the movie, guys. We are now at the white supremacy party. Everyone is white, sporting skinheads and Hitler shit, and Seth is there, and he like just kind of stares down Derek and shit. But we see Danny's friends are praising Derek as a god. Everyone there at first is just like, oh, Derek's back home. He is basically known amongst everyone at the white supremacy party as a god, as a hero for doing what he did.
He was the leader, and then he did that and went to prison. He's a martyr for the cause.
Exactly. We see Danny
He is
talking.
Nelson Mandela.
Yeah. This is at the same party, but in a room, we see Danny talking to Cameron Alexander about Sweeney and the paper. Cam tells Danny, Sweeney is a manipulative, self-righteous Uncle Tom. He's trying to make you feel guilty about writing about Adolf Hitler. Yeah, some N-word, some spick writes about MLK or fucking Cesar Commie Chavez gets pat on the head, but you can see the hypocrisy in that, can't you?
I can see the hypocrisy in you saying N-word and then saying spick.
Oh, come on. S-word. No one's going to know what I'm talking about if I say S-word. But Cam is being super manipulative, and Danny's just eating it up. And Derek tells his fucking girlfriend, they fucking reunite right there. It's just like kind of funny.
She's there and she's like, Derek!
But it's like they left, like they pick up like they never left or some shit.
Oh,
And it's
dude,
like,
that's true love.
but like she never like went and like
you ain't never been in love. That's the issue.
Yeah. But she never went and visited him at jail, prison. So that's why I'm like, they're kind of just picking up after 3 years, like nothing ever happened.
There we go.
As
all good relationships do.
That's fucking right, man. And he wants to see her, but he has to take care of something tonight. But he's doing that in a way where he's really just trying to brush her off, and you can kind of get that. You pick that up. Derek asks her to leave with him, but
yeah. So I don't think he's trying to brush her off. I think
not there. I did fuck up right there.
Yeah.
But he did end up being like, trying to get her to. He ends up asking her to leave with him tonight, and it just starts going on like really quickly how everything is fucked up, and she's like super confused.
She's like, no, we are organized. You have no idea. Like, it is not like it was before. We are a small army.
And you're like a god to everyone.
You
like,
thought we had it good then? Oh,
just fucking wait. And so she's saying, we have it fucking made. And then says, those N-words got exactly what they deserved, and everyone knows that. She's insane, man. This girl is crazy.
Brayden's in love.
Yeah, she's
this girl. The actress is
actually from The Waterboy. She's crazy. She's Adam Sandler's.
Fucking what's her? Oh my god, why can't I say her name?
Yeah, I forget
something Valancourt. Vicky Valancourt.
Yeah, something like that.
Vicky fuck. She's also that's not what I was thinking. She's in Pulp Fiction. She's the heroin dealer's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Keep going. Name will come to me.
Yeah, but Derek tells her.
I think it's Vicky Valancourt.
Yeah, I think it was something just like that. If it's not that, Derek tells her, "You don't understand. I don't want it anymore. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm through with this." And she's like, "Derek, the power. Think of the power." And then she tells him that he's fucking nuts, and he starts to realize
Vicky Valancourt.
Yeah, he starts to realize this isn't going to work. Good job. Basically, the same time that she starts to realize that he's not the same anymore, and they both basically are kind of understanding where they're at now, and he walks off. We then see Seth was watching that, and he's just got this fucking like, I know what you're fucking doing looking face. And we cut back to Cam and Danny, and Cam says, we'll let the N-words, kikes, and spicks grab their piece of the pie. You can't blame them. Of course, they're going to have to fight to get it. And if we scare the fuck out of people, or he says, and if we scare, I don't know, I guess I might have wrote that wrong, but he says, we're going to scare the fuck out of people, and some people are going to get killed in the process. And then Derek walks in saying, "You going to put that in your paper, Danny?"
Great line to come in on.
Fucking great line to come in on. And Derek tells Danny to go leave, and there's some girl outside waiting for him.
And there was, as he walked in, the girl was like, "Hey, are you Danny's brother?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "We tell him that whatever her name is."
But she wasn't really putting down like white supremacist kind of vibes. I don't know.
She's white and she's at the white supremacist party.
Makes sense.
I think that's enough to put down the vibes.
I guess.
She didn't have a shaved head and she'd say, "Are you you brother Vineyard who killed all them Edwards?"
But Cam tells Derek that pretty sure he says that fat kid thinks the joint messed with your mind, and Derek says it did. And it's just like, whoa, that's a weird dynamic now. But it's crazy because he refers to Seth as that fat kid.
Yeah, he is the fat kid.
Yeah.
The fat kid.
Well, I wish you would have said that in the beginning because I
I
would have referred to Seth the entire time as the fat kid.
The fat kid.
But I didn't want to
You
spoil
said
the
you
line.
had the fat kid word.
Yeah. But we see Seth, and he's singing the same song, but now it's like more metal.
They cut outside. He's at, because there's like a fucking grunge, like hardcore band playing there.
Yeah.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
The white man marches on.
That's what he's singing.
I almost forgot it for a second. But Cam is telling Derek he needs to be these people's leader. You must lead them. And Derek is like, listen, I'm out. I'm done. And just keeps going on and telling him about, how he's done. But then Cam says something, but Derek responds being like, listen, I knew you didn't serve all that fucking
Cameron
time.
said, you did some hard time. He goes, don't fucking talk to me about hard time. You don't know shit about that.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I served my time. He's like, no, I heard about what happened to you.
You fucking, you ratted out 2 other of our people.
Yeah. You let 2 kids take the fall for you.
Yeah.
And you walked.
You got 2 months, pussy. And then Cam tells him to go cool off and get laid. And then he's fucking overreacting kind of thing. And Derek calls him a chicken hawk and says that he preys on people and uses them for his phony cause. And then calls him a fucking snake. You're a fucking snake. Snake in the grass. That's a Conor McGregor line. You're just a fucking snake in the grass. Which makes Cam get serious. He takes off his fucking glasses that he's been wearing the entire time. And he tells him, remember where the fuck he is. This isn't a fucking country club. Which I love, because it's not. It's definitely not a country club.
Not a country club.
And Derek yells at him to shut up. Shut up. And that him and Danny are out. And if you come near my fam again, I'm going to fucking kill you. And then Cam tells him, fuck you. And you can do whatever you want. But Danny, he's a good kid and isn't a whiny pussy like you, and I'm going to help him. I'm going to give him my help. And Derek says, if you come near Danny again, I will feed you your fucking heart.
I will feed you your fucking heart.
I'm like, fuck yeah, you will, Edward Norton. Give him that primal fear. And Cam says, I won't have to. All right. Guess why? Because he's going to be coming to me. All right. Gives him like the fingers and he's like, I'm more important than you'll ever be to him. And then fucking, Edward Norton is like, oh, fuck you. Punches him in the face. How dare you? And that's what made him cross the line. And says and then
I mean, this is a super intense scene that Brandon is making a fucking joke out of.
Yeah,
and he hits him and realizes like, oh shit, I fucked up. That's not good. Like, there are
100 people here.
Yeah,
and Cam's like, you're a fucking dead man. And then Derek soccer kicks him right in the fucking face and walks out. See, what he should have done is just kill him.
Nah,
just put the fucking hit the nail on the head.
You know what he should have done?
Should have ran back to Corbin's room.
No. I like where your head's at, but no.
Because that's what I would have done.
That's what he would've done.
I don't know. What would he have done, David?
What should he have done? Not what would he have done. What should he have done? Big move. Should have done a big move.
Should have done a fucking big move.
You guys are listening. When we go watch fights, I've taken to Braden gets very technical when we watch and says like the range of motions and body control, stuff like a body awareness, stuff like that, and says like, oh, what he could do, like he's setting it up with that. He could throw this. It's like, yeah, you know what he should do? He should do like a big move.
Big move.
You should do a big move.
Yeah.
You typically win fights with a big move, right?
No, yeah, and like, you know, if the cornermen were smart, they would have been screaming.
Do a big move.
Big move.
Big move.
No, that's real. Big move. You're letting him choke you out.
So that's what that joke was.
Yeah.
That was for Braden.
Thanks, David. But immediately Seth is like, the moment that Derek walks out, immediately Seth is done singing his favorite song, and it grabs Derek. He's like, where the fuck is Cam? It's like, it's like, where the fuck? How would you know?
Fuck off
Yeah.
me.
And Derek's like, fuck off me. And then for some reason, Seth knows to like run into Cameron's fucking office. And then holy shit, now his ex-girlfriend is yelling at him, and everyone is now yelling. Like, everyone just like listening to his girlfriend really quick, just being like, he's a piece of shit, he's a fucking fake. And
everyone turns on him just based off of her saying this.
Immediately.
They start calling him the N-word too.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't picked up on this, Edward Norton is not black.
At
So they
all.
just keep screaming at him that he's an N-word.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just like there's people everywhere just being like, you're fucking N-word. Danny finally sees him because Derek is calling out for Danny the entire time. And as he's saying, like, let's leave, Derek turns to leave, and then Seth runs up with a fucking pistol and says, you make me fucking sick. And I'm like, yeah, he fucking does, man. It's crazy. All this
turning on his own.
yeah,
kind.
wishy-washy
Fucking-
bullshit.
yeah.
Jesus. But Danny's yelling at Seth to he's like, Seth, put the fucking gun down! You're at my house every day! Don't you like my jelly beans? And everyone else is telling him to do it.
Shoot him!
Shoot him! Do it! It's just crazy because it's like the bullet could ricochet. It could come out of his skull and ricochet into one of you.
Crazy because they have no idea.
Yeah. They have no idea what's going on
No
at all.
idea what's going on. Everyone is like, yeah, shoot him!
Yeah.
Fuck it! This guy was just in prison for 3 years. Let's kill him!
And Derek is so slick. He's so slick. He just grabs the pistol, does some Tom Cruise shit, and before you know it, Seth is on the ground on his fat fucking knees, helpless. And Derek's got the gun, and he just runs away. Well, he shoots actually one round in the air. That pushes everyone back, and then he fucking points at everyone, and he runs away. And then he's like disarming the gun, like taking the bullets out and everything like that, throwing it like in the trash.
Like throwing in separate trash cans.
And then Danny runs up out of nowhere and basically like tackles Derek into the side. And Derek thinks at first he's getting killed, and accidentally kills Danny in the process.
Yeah.
Gets really dark, and he starts.
Because he loses it like he did when he was fucking feeding the roast beef to his sister.
Yeah,
He kind of just loses control and sees red, and he just beats Danny to a pulp, and like to the point he's like, you fuck with the wrong bull again.
Yeah.
Put your fucking mouth on the curb. He's like, dare.
And then he turns
Dare,
him
it's
over.
me. And he's like, shut the fuck up, N-word. Put your mouth on the curb. And then he does it. He says, now say goodnight.
Boom. And then he kind of comes out of it, and he starts like wiping the blood off the face, and he's like, oh my God, I just killed my brother. And he starts crying, holding half the head in his fuck. Oh, it's so graphic.
Fucking wild.
Yeah. The end.
And that's American History X-Cast.
Yeah.
Nutty Professor, 56kings.com.
But yeah, so they have like a heart-to-heart right there. They're kind of like fighting back and forth a little bit. Not like fighting, but just kind of like,
Derek's not doing anything to him.
yeah, they're
Danny keeps shoving him against like
Yeah.
his garage door.
Yeah, well, Derek keeps telling him to calm down as Danny is just so upset because this is the whole identity break for Danny. Derek, which we're gonna get a backstory to that, but Derek has already gone through this process, this character arc. This is now hitting him right this second.
Yeah, Danny thought like, oh, my brother's gonna be so proud of me, and he's gonna come back. And we're gonna do this fucking.
That's why I went to the white supremacy party.
Yeah. Good time to take a break.
Yeah.
All right, guys, stick around. So we got more 5-6 Kings coming at you.
Oh yeah.
And we're back.
Rack.
Fuck you, Derek Jeter.
God, I just wish I could Just fucking say goodnight. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, flashback, guys. We're in jail. We're in prison with Derek. Prison guard is really, really mean. I don't even think this is like professional at all. I don't know if this would be in reality.
Super unnecessary.
Yeah, super unnecessary. He's like, all right, all you fuckheads. I mean, he says a lot of mean shit, but he's just like, I just wrote down, he's super, super mean to them. And so he's like calling everyone out of the jail cell. And he talks about skull fucking them and all this shit. And Derek goes to the prison yard, and there's blacks on one side, whites on the other side. And he has the idea. He's like, you know what? I'm going to take off my shirt. I'm going to show off my tattoos. And I'm going to start benching. I'm going to show my strength.
He said, I'm going to send a flag and hope a friend sees it.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
That is what he said.
He's this white guy. He's fucking clearly a skinhead.
Yeah.
But he wants to like show, hey, this is who I am.
Yeah, he's also showing off the muscles. He's like, you don't want to fuck with me. I bench. It was like 145 or something. It wasn't that heavy.
So it was plates, and I think it was 185. I think it was plates and 25s.
Nice.
Assuming it's a regulation bar.
Good for him. It's good weight. But yeah, and you know, the whites kind of, they notice. Then we cut
and
to
the black guys, like they
kind of notice.
They back off. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, he's gonna be protected. We want to go fuck him up. We can't though.
Yeah,
It's not worth starting a war with the white supremacists here over that.
yeah, and he's the new guy. Yeah. So we cut to Derek, and now he is doing laundry with a black guy who's telling him how to do the laundry. The black guy,
I'm the most dangerous motherfucker in here.
he is.
I control the underwear.
He does. The black guy asks him what he's in for, and says, "You robbed some old lady, huh?" Because that's what Derek looks like.
Derek's not saying a word to him.
Yeah, at all. And then tells Derek to watch his ass because in the joint, you're the N-word, not me. I'm like, damn, ain't that some motherfucking truth? And then we cut to Derek. It's getting a little smoky aces. We're in the prison yard again, and he is just pissed talking to another white guy about how some brown guy and white guy are working together doing some deals.
There's a guy in the white supremacist group who he sees he's over there talking to a Hispanic guy.
He's like, what the fuck is this?
And Derek's like, I'm a like legit white supremacist. I'm not just doing this because I'm in prison. Like, what the fuck's he doing over there?
And the white guy he's talking to is trying to explain to him how, you know, some things work, and he won't have it like how he's, you know, like he's trying to show him like the way the shit's set up.
It's politics shit, man.
Yeah.
It's politics in here. He's like, nah, it's fucking bullshit.
No,
man.
and he's like, no. He starts throwing a fucking hit.
It's like there's a lot of fucking big talk in here, but like there's no follow through from any of you motherfuckers.
Yeah, but he's getting like really hissy fitty. But he's like, no.
This guy says, you know, we're all getting pretty tired of your fucking preaching, man.
Yeah, and then Derek just walks off.
He knocks over a heavy bag.
Oh, I forgot to write that, and that is the fucking funniest part about this fucking film, because they do it to try and build somewhat intimidation, because a fucking heavy bag doesn't fall off because you fucking push it a little bit. I don't know. They were like, it was just like a gimmicky way to try and make him.
It's a thing that's designed for people to hit.
Yeah,
and
so
stay
you're gonna
there,
like
and he
barely
just goes and knocks it off.
Yeah, just such a gimmicky way to try and build that dynamic, you know, that intimidation feel and stuff. I don't know, it just kind of felt silly. But Derek is then talking to his mom at the prison. She shows up, and you could just tell that, you know, shit is not on good terms. She kind of updated, though, that everyone is...
He said, I told you not to visit me. She's like, I was in the neighborhood.
Yeah, but she kind of tells him that everyone is disgusted in him. And, well, it just tells him they're kind of doing good.
He says, how is everybody? And she's like, Davina is, you know, getting straight A's. He's like, oh, great. The daughter, or whatever her fucking name is, she's walking now, like the little girl.
But she's like
walking
super
now,
upset the way Danny
and then
is.
So she doesn't say anything. Then she stops at them, and then it's just quiet. And then he goes, how's Danny? like, come on. Like, that's...
Yeah.
You know that's who I'm the closest with in the family. Like, come on. How's Danny?
And she is fucking upset. She's like, she's fucking turning into you. Yeah. just like as if she is like disgusted.
I mean, she is.
Yeah.
You say that like she doesn't have a reason to be. You're like,
Yeah.
this fucking bitch comes in here just giving him a hard time.
So Derek fucking just hangs up the phone, just walks off.
He's like, what do you expect me to do in here? I'm trying to get through this time. She's like, you think you're the only one doing this time? And then he holds the phone up like in her face and then hangs it up and walks.
Yeah. So now Derek is back doing laundry with the same black guy. And so they're like, partners working in the laundry. And they start to build like a little bit of a relationship while they're working together. Derek is pissed from before and is just punching laundry. Shit was hilarious. This is kind of like when they showed fucking Seth beating the banana. It's kind of like that. He's just punching fucking towels
he's
and
angry,
shit.
He's frustrated. And he's like throwing the sheets. It's sheets.
Yeah. Oh, sheets. Yeah.
He's like, every day we're in here and you working through these sheets like you're trying to get through them. All right?
Yeah.
But no matter how fast you go, they're going to keep bringing them in and bringing them in
Yeah.
and bringing them in.
Black guy's like, can you just chill the fuck out, bro? Like, we're just trying to fold some shit. Derek is just staring straight into his eyes too. Like, why are you saying that? Like, he's stone cold, not moving at all. But yeah, then black guy's like, dude, you're going too fucking fast, and you're gonna give me a fucking heart attack, and laundry is not meant to be done so fast.
So he like turns his back and like breathes for a minute and then realizes he doesn't say it, but he realizes like, all right, this guy's right.
Yeah.
Like I'm not helping myself. Nothing like important's getting done by me angrily doing these sheets. And then he comes and he like overly does it nicely, and he goes, see, that's nice.
But then he starts to make everyone feel bad because he's like, oh, I'm just some dumb, stupid N-word. Am I right? Oh, what do I know? I know I ain't the one getting mad at the damn sheets, though. The only sheets I do get mad at, though, are...
He doesn't say it, are these sheets? And then he goes and he puts a sheet over his head like it's a...
fucking KKK hat. And then he says, all right, boys, this here what we gonna do. We gonna hate some N-words. That's what we gonna do today. And he's cross-eyed as he's doing it, like trying to act like a dumb country boy. He's like, we gonna hate some goddamn N-words, and that's all we gonna do. I don't even know what an N-word is, but you know what we gonna do? Hate them. My cousin Derek is in the pen right now, working next to an N-word, driving him N-word crazy. And Derek's like, fucking calm down, dude.
No, he calms down.
Oh, yeah, he calms down. Yeah. Would it great, though, if he was
he's like, calm down, all right?
yeah, listen, man. Yeah. But the black guy's like, see? That's the ticket. Nice and easy. Now we can ignore each other in peace. And then Derek kind of, it's not like a smile, but it's just kind of like,
You could tell their relationship's
he
changing.
appreciates it, yeah. But now we are back in the prison yard, and all the whites are bundled up. And Derek sees one guy go do another deal with a brown guy and give it to another
Jesus
white guy.
Christ.
Huh. The way I said that was...
You just say a Hispanic guy.
White
Spanish
guy, brown,
You keep
yeah.
calling him a brown guy.
Yeah, he's brown.
Keeps doing it to this brown dude.
Fuck.
This fucking white's working with the Browns. What's next?
And then dealing it back to the whites. And Derek is like...
So that's he's getting drugs from the Hispanic guy and stealing it back to the white guys in prison.
And he says to himself, they don't believe in shit. And he walks off. He's realizing, he's like, dude, this isn't white supremacy. This is just like, just trying to survive almost. Like they're going to do whatever they can to survive. But at the same time, it's not about as much racism, even though it somewhat is. It's just not to the extent.
It's not really about white supremacy. It's just we have tattoos. We're a gang because white people need a gang.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It's not the cause that Derek signed up for.
Yeah.
What's the guy do as Derek walks away?
What does he get? He notices and he gets like pissed off or something like that.
He yells, "Hey, Vineyard!"
Oh yeah, and then did you like that?
I'm so happy that you did it. I
Hey, but
think
the
I was
thing
going to
is-
get you to do it.
But the thing is, Derek just looks back, doesn't do it, and just keeps walking.
So you guys that aren't watching, Braden does a Nazi salute on this episode. So,
Well, 'cause
so jump to YouTube and fast forward to this part if you're watching the thing. Braden.
Yeah, because the white guy that did that is being like, oh, I kind of have doubt for the reason, like I somewhat understand why he's walking away. I kind of have doubt, so I'm doing that to kind of almost reassure our relationship.
Or to fuck with him, like
yeah. Maybe. I
or
kinda
that,
picked him more-
or he better fucking do this back.
Yeah, I think he was trying to
Like,
reassure
it was,
the type of relationship
It wasn't
they were on.
reassure. He doesn't care how Derek feels. He's saying, hey,
Well,
you're going to fall in line and do this back to me or it's going to be an issue.
But he needs, but I'm saying like the reassurance that of what page Derek is on, which is being like in their gang, doing what they want. But now we're back to Derek doing laundry, smoking aces. Black Guy's talking about how that sweet laundry smell and the woman smell, and tells Derek to never let a woman leave angry, and talking about how bad that could be. And
let the little woman like come visit you in prison, then leave angry.
And
That's
then-
all you're gonna be thinking about. Who's she fucking when she leaves here?
yeah, and then it's talking about makeup sex, and he's getting like really into it, and starts fucking showing how he's having the makeup sex, and Derek is loving it. Derek starts laughing. They have a good moment. It's a bonding moment. They end up just...
He's like getting into it. He's like, don't ever let me catch you looking at another woman. Oh, maybe I forgive you. I guess I can forgive you. Oh, I forgive you. And then they both start hysterically laughing. Like, whatever. He does an over. Did you stop recording?
No.
Okay. He does an over the top thing to kind of like, he finally breaks the ice with him fully, and they both laugh.
Yeah. So, yeah, and they're talking, now we're in the cafe, and Derek is sitting alone.
Cafe.
Because he...
Chow Hall.
The Chow Hall. Because he chooses so. It was his decision.
And like makes a point. He walks past his boys and goes and sits at a table by himself.
Yeah. Now smoking aces again. We're back to the laundry.
And the guy at the table says, fuck him. Let the N-words have him.
Yep, that is what they said. And now we're back to the laundry, and Black Eye and Derek are talking about basketball and becoming friends. It's so sweet. It's so cute. I love this part.
But still kind of racist.
Yeah.
Because the Celtics are the only real dynasty. And not the Lakers, which... It wasn't whites versus blacks necessarily. Like, yeah, Lakers had white players, Celtics had black players, but Larry Bird was on the Celtics. Magic Johnson was on the Lakers. Like, the big players on the Celtics were white. Big players on the Lakers were black. Black guy thinks the Lakers are a dynasty.
But funny enough, they bond. It's like bonding over that.
Oh,
It's
for
not,
sure. But
it's
it's
not
still
building
kind of
decisiveness.
But it's not like this overly like.
No, yeah, it's not like.
Yeah, like
hugging.
They're debating over it and like having like a fun conversation about it.
And then after that, Derek asks the black guy, what he did to end up in prison. And the black guy ends up telling him he stole a TV, and the TV store just happened to be right next to a donut shop where there's fucking cops. And when he was running out, the cop stopped him, and he accidentally dropped the TV, and it broke the dude's foot. And kind of as he's saying this, Derek is like not believing him because he's like, no, you don't get 6 years for fucking stealing a TV.
And then he
he's like,
says the donut shop thing.
and he's trying to say, I got 6 years because I accidentally broke a cop's foot. And then it seems like Derek believes him.
Derek's like, no, come on, you threw it at him. And he's like, he grabbed my arm and it fell. That's what happened. And Derek, you could tell he believes him as he says that.
Yeah,
he's like, well, fuck.
doesn't
like,
say it, but yeah.
That's the world we live in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not right. This guy's in here for 6 years because of that.
So then we cut to back to the prison yard. Derek is playing basketball with the Browns and the Whites.
And the blacks.
And the Blacks. Now, this is a little something that kind of confused me just a little bit because he is playing with all of them. But now...
He's playing with his boy. Him and his boy are teammates.
But he's also playing with the other races.
Sure, but him and his boy are like they got a little rapport going. They're
Yeah.
they're like a Shaq and Kobe type deal.
But now we cut and Derek is showering. So hot. Got to see a little bit of pecker. Did you look? I went frame by fucking frame. I was like Edward Norton. Let me see the pecker,
See
bro.
his?
You barely see it, and I actually didn't really go fucking frame by.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
why
I did.
back off that? Why
Yeah.
back? What does that add to the movie by you backing off of that
Well, because
statement?
we didn't see it. Because I was like, no, we don't really see it. But if I would have fucking got a screenshot if we got to see it.
Yeah.
But like, it's my fucking phone screensaver. But no, we don't really get to see it. But we get to see that nice, sweet fucking ass. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But
Everybody clears out of the shower except for him.
and then 5 white dudes walk in and fucking just press Derek against the fucking wall. And they have a towel wrapped around his fucking neck. So there's like 2 dudes holding his fucking arms and legs. And then the 5th dude comes up behind him and says, "You want to be an N-word sweet boy? we gonna treat you like one.
Don't treat you like one.
And then like looks at the other white boys and goes, come on, and then fucking starts raping them. And it is so graphic. And you see fucking Edward Norton like,
Screaming and
he's like, fuck you. He's getting choked while it's happening. It's like, oh, this is so uneasy to fucking watch, dude. And they don't fucking cut away. They fucking like go through it as
the
if they
guard like
closes
kinda
the door.
slunks out of the room and closes the door.
But then he keeps peeking in and he's like fucking beating his meat.
There we go.
Yeah. And then they fucking finish. And as the fucking dude finished, the guy that's behind him fucking him finishes and he goes, that was real sweet. And then Derek says, fuck you. And they fucking throw him into the wall and slam his head against it.
The guy, they don't. They're still holding him.
Oh, yeah.
He just grabs his head with one hand, just smacks it against the wall.
Yeah,
It's
and
like cracks him open.
and he is fucking bleeding, falls down. He's knocked out. We see Sweeney come into the prison, running the shit, talking to the doctor. Because Sweeney runs everything.
Yeah.
Don't you not understand? He doesn't just run a high school. He runs the fucking prison. If his boy is in prison hurt, seeing the doctor, Sweeney gonna be there. Sweeney gonna be there no matter what. Every motherfucking time. So Sweeney shows up. He's like, let me in this bitch. And then they do. And Derek's he is just on the fucking, the bed, the hospital prison bed. And he's just crying. He's just weeping. Sweeney's like, what they do? And he was like, they fucked me. No, he didn't say that. Sweeney actually walks up and he was like, I fucking told you this was going to happen.
Fuck, I tell you.
I told you, bitch. But no, he tells Derek Danny is headed in the same direction. Like,
They
no
talk
beef.
later. After he like sobs and all that stuff, and then Derek's
Yeah.
like sitting up.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
he starts telling him about Danny.
And Derek is like, what the fuck did I do? All right. And Sweeney's like, Sweeney just wants to know how he feels. And Derek's like, what the fuck? And he's like, really, I mean, he's really more so talking about like, how do you feel mentally about everything that's going on in your life, not being like really as much anally raped. But Derek's confused, about like white supremacy in life, and you're kind of getting that through their conversation.
He says, I don't know, some of it doesn't add up.
Yeah. And then Sweeney helps him relate and kind of like gets down on his level, talking about another story, about his backstory. It's just very generalized. It's not like specific at all, but just that he kind of understands where Derek is kind of coming from. Then asks Derek, has anything you done made your life better? And that's like the main question that helps Derek kind of realize that he's been wrong this whole time. And he says no, and then he asks Sweeney for help. Because who's not going to ask Sweeney for help? Sweeney's the fucking guy.
Yeah. It's like, just fucking help me, man.
And Sweeney says his help is not unconditional and that running is not good enough. Because they were talking about
like, I'll
how...
move my fucking family out of there, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'm going to
He's
run
like,
away.
That doesn't help me.
Yeah. Because Sweeney needs it his way or the highway, baby.
Absolutely.
So back to the cafe or the chow hall.
cafe.
And
Cafe where they got servers and espressos and...
so great. And the whites are fucking laughing at Derek because he's walking up with a limp. I'm like, oh my God, this is so
Yeah.
bad. They like really
He's
made
walking like someone who just got raped in the ass.
it. Yeah, bad.
And they love it.
Oh,
They're
and they're-
hysterically
and they're,
laughing
and they're
at it.
like, come sit down, yeah, warming up the
Yeah, we got
seat.
a seat right over here for you.
And he acts like he's going to go walk up and sit, and he just makes a left right before it and goes sits at an empty table by himself. This is probably my favorite small detail. It hurts him sitting down.
Yeah. Of course it does.
Well, it's great because it's something that could be so easily looked over.
Yeah.
Even with the limp, even though they put that in.
Not Edward Norton.
Not
He
Edward
ain't
Norton.
looking that shit over.
Fucking primal fear, baby.
Derek Vineyard. It's going to hurt sitting down.
Oh, yeah. Derek says, so back to the laundry room, and Black Fran knows what happened. Somehow he knows what happened. Because, word gets around.
This is where they said, fuck him. Let the N-words have him.
Yeah.
They didn't say that before. They said that here. Because they were like, we're going to rape him and put him in his place, and he'll come sit with us then.
Yeah.
Like, he now knows, okay, that's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm their little fuck doll.
which is fucking crazy. There's a lot. This is another uncomfortable kind of scene. But the black friend, now they're friends. So black friend is now telling him, it's like, you're not going to be able to make it in here on your own. And Derek's, he's like trying, like his ego's trying not to die, and it kind of switches during the scene.
He says like, yeah, I mean, there's 5 of them. They jumped me. That's not going to happen again.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not afraid of those pussies.
He's like, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the brothers. Those guys were your only protection. If they're not protecting you, the brothers are going to fucking... He said something cool.
Yeah, well, it's funny because he said Peckerwood friends. I'm not
Peckerwood
talking about your Peckerwood friends. I'm talking about the brothers who's going to fuck you, toss your salad, and smoke you.
There we go. Fuck you, toss your salad, and smoke you.
And Derek's like, well, what the fuck can I do, all right? There's nothing I can do about
Tell
it.
me something I don't fucking know, all right?
Yeah. And then we
They're
hear...
going to do it. They're going to do it. There's nothing I can do about it.
It is dark, because it's like all hope is lost. Black friend kind of hears him out, but we hear Derek's voiceover and a bunch of clips of him being paranoid throughout prison. So it gets really smoky aces. He's like constantly overlooking, over his shoulder and shit.
He's
It's just
working out. A group of black guys walk past him. They do nothing.
and he's like, the fuck?
Confused. And he's like, for the last 6 months, I was a fucking ghost there.
Yeah.
Just read the book Sweeney gave me and kept to myself.
Yeah. He's saying in a voiceover, he's like saying he figured it was only a matter of time before they made a move, and I just hoped it would be quick. Like saying, I'm going to get killed, but I just hope it's quick. But then it never came. It's just like, as it's like showing these quick clips, and then the next thing you know, he says, like, but it never came.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know why it never happened. So then as he's leaving, as he's walking out of jail, he sees his black friend.
Like with his bags. Like he's getting released.
Yeah, he's now being released, and the black friend's like, oh, it's already been 6 months or whatever the fuck. And
With his bag. He didn't have a bag. You don't bring a suitcase to prison.
No, yeah.
Like, I'll take this when I leave. You guys hold on to it.
And then the black friend tells him, I got this, or no. He says to the black friend, he goes, I got this funny feeling. I'm thinking the only reason why I'm getting out of here in one piece is because of you. And the black friend says, man, get the fuck out of here. You think I'm going to help put my neck on the line for some crazy ass Peckerwood? And then takes a beat, kind of smiles at him, like a half smile. And then Derek says, yeah, stupid. That's what I thought. I owe you, man. And then black friend says, you don't owe me shit, aight? And Derek says, yes, I do. And they fucking fist bump. And black friend says, and tells him to take it easy on the brothers. The brothers, aight?
Easy on the brothers, aight?
As
The
Derek,
brothers, aight?
as Derek is like walking out of prison. So, if he didn't learn before, now he knows. Now he knows his black friend saved his life,
Yeah.
and his own kind betrayed him.
They raped him in the shower.
Oh yeah, way worse than
This
betrayal.
black guy, like, put his reputation on the line. He's like, hey, don't hurt him.
Yeah. So cut back. Now we're back to present day, and that's why I can kind of feel like, holy shit, still all the same day. Present day with Danny and Derek talking after the white supremacy party, and they're having like a good bonding moment. Derek is telling Danny that, he bought into all of this because he was pissed off, and that and now he's just fucking tired of all. He's not trying to tell Danny what to do, but he needs him to understand because they family, bro. And Vin Diesel comes out of nowhere and like revs his fucking engine.
Gives them both a Corona.
Yeah, and then gives him like a nod and just kind of drives off.
Yeah.
We're like, that's Vin Diesel. All about family. They get back home and everything seems great with everyone. I mean, it is just a reunion. Derek is hugging the mom, the sisters, it's just, and everyone's like, oh, Derek, you're back. Derek puts his fam to bed and now is with Danny in the room, and they take down all of the Hitler shit. And they get done, they're like, man, this room looks like shit, doesn't it? Kind of look better with all the posters
let's
up.
throw this shit back up there. This looks dirty and bad. Let's put it back up.
But we see some black guys driving past Danny's classmate that almost fought earlier. It was, my bad, I said that wrong. So it's the person that he saw in the bathroom. Him and a couple other black guys drove by their place, and we saw that. And they were acting like they were shooting with their hands. Yeah, thank you for that. I almost forgot. Yeah, we got a mark on you. They didn't say that. That's basically what they're doing. So Danny is still typing his paper, and I'm like, man, this man is typing. Talking about how Derek says it all started with their dad's murder, but Danny sees it differently. Flashback! He thinks it started before his dad was murdered, and we see that because we're at a dinner table with their father, all the family, and Derek is freaking out about a test that he has. Like, he's a completely different person right now. He's, like, good at
He's got
basketball.
long hair. Yeah, they're talking about going to Derek's basketball game. He's like, we're going to meet at Ben's Burgers at 7, then go see the big guy play. Ready for the game? He's like, I'm always ready for that. I got this English exam, third period.
My heart is
attack.
racing, yeah.
And Dad, it's cute. Like, they have a lovely family. Dad's like, oh, man, maybe you'll get a B. Ooh, wouldn't that be bad? B minus, huh? Oh.
I like the mom's acting in this because she seems like such a healthier, better woman at this point in her life because nothing has happened.
Because she is, yeah.
Yeah, and that's
And, like, for all intents and purposes, looks like they have a perfect family.
yes.
Dad's like, so what's this book you're reading? He goes, he's talking about Sweeney. He's like, this guy Sweeney, he's got like 2 PhDs. Never had a teacher like this guy.
Yeah. So maybe
he's
he wasn't
incredible.
a teacher back, or maybe he wasn't the principal back in the day. Maybe it was like the
he was
teacher.
his English teacher.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, what's he got you reading? He's like, this book Native Son. And the guy's like, Native Son? I've never heard of that. And Mom goes, oh, that's a surprise. He's like, what? I read? She's like, they don't teach Tom Clancy in school. Like, they laugh. And he's like, what's it about, huh? What's Native Son about?
And it's a book that involves black people.
He said, it's just about this black guy doing like this whole course on black literature. And he's like, what is it, Black History Month?
He's like, enough with this affirmative black shit.
That's not what he said.
What did he say?
Affirmative blaction.
Black shin.
So affirmative action is
Oh.
that, and he says affirmative blaction.
I guess you can see how I fucked that one up.
And you're like, oh man, that's fucking wild.
Oh, this is the, yeah. What was it? Yeah. So he's saying he's talking about equality can lead to bad things. This is the dad, and like how he has 2 black guys on his fire squad who tested lower than these other white guys, but they got the job because of equality stuff, which is confusing to Derek. So Derek's starting to get confused.
He's like, so now I got to go put out a fire, and I got 2 people who aren't as qualified for the job.
Do you get what I'm saying,
Risking
Derek?
my life with them.
Yeah, and Derek is trying to, like kind of understand, but he's kind of confused, but he's like, yeah. And
he's nervous and agreeing with his father.
well, and there's a point where he actually says, well, maybe it's true to like almost like an extent, like trying to agree with him, but not like all the way. And then his father
like, no,
cuts him off and saying, no, it's bullshit. No. It's N-word bullshit. And then that's when Danny's like, all right, yeah. Like Derek. That's when Derek kind of like realizes, like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna kind of side with my dad. But Danny is watching all of this, and that's where we're kind of seeing.
It says, look, hey, read the book, ace his test. Just don't let any of this shit stick with you, all right?
All right,
You're smarter than that.
thanks.
You gotta see this shit, Derek. All right, you gotta see how this is happening.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I was like, yeah, you're right, Dad. Danny watched all this. It just laid okay, Dad had prejudices against black people.
Yeah.
All this stuff. And, like, it's interesting because, like, I have no idea if black people who tested worse on fire exams got jobs over white people back then. That would suck.
No, yeah.
If I was a firefighter, I would want the most qualified people regardless of race.
Yeah.
I would want the most capable person saving my life with me. But, like, it's interesting
But he takes
how
it to another...
he takes it from like, this is my job, this is my livelihood, I could die out there, to why is my son reading that fucking black book?
Yep.
Like, it's how fucking twisted it all gets.
And, we do touch, because, especially because of us, we touch on, like, all the absurd, crazy comments.
He says, we got to trade great books for black books? Read the book. Native Son's probably great.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what he's trying to say, like, oh, if we're going to have to sacrifice all these good things that are already here to try and create equality, but then ends up like twisting that with just becoming like racist, which what I wanted to say is like this is a good point for the way that people think that are confused. Like this movie, these lines are actually really good for people who might be fucking confused or might be, you know what I'm saying? Because the way they made this film is like the writing and shit is actually brilliant for the way that they're trying to show you, like they're trying to address this touchy subject, this taboo subject, and they're finding a way to get people who might be on either side to realize how they're wrong in a way though where it's not like, yeah, this whole thing is controversial, but it's not going to lead you to think like you're going to be more level-headed after watching this movie. And that's why I think, yeah, it's a controversial film, especially to the director's fucking terms, but this is a great film to like learn from, essentially, not for me, because I'm super, just a good guy all around, don't have any type of prejudice or racism in me, but for other people, it's really good.
You did that wrong, dude.
Fuck,
You did that so wrong. So just because when you do that,
I thought it was good.
but it makes it seem like you do have prejudices and racist feelings, and you're being sarcastic, being like, well, I mean, I don't have that issue, I'm perfect. I don't have any of that. Like, it makes it seem like that's not the case. You had to just lean in, not for me, like, I don't buy any of this bullshit. That's what you should have done.
Well, it's funny because
I
I didn't even notice that until you said it. I'm like, fuck, David's got a really good point now.
Yeah. Like,
I kind of
you're going to be sarcastic. Don't be sarcastic about being a good person.
No, what was I?
Not for me, because I don't have any prejudices, right, David? Huh? All right. For editing purposes, we're going to take a quick break, guys. But this movie's almost over, so stick around. You don't want to miss the end. And we're back. Fuck you, Derek Jeter.
Wow, that was quick. So fast. So, guys, time to put a bow on this fucking movie. Danny is finishing typing his paper at 5:40 a.m. That means he stayed up all fucking night just to do this fucking paper, just for Sweeney, because it just shows how important Sweeney is. And says he's going to watch the sunrise, and he doesn't know if he's ever done that before. Dude, if you haven't seen a fucking sunrise, bro, go fucking do it. That means you out there, right?
Yeah.
You don't like sunrises?
So you lived in L.A., so maybe I'm wrong, but are the sunrises that great there?
More the sunsets, because...
Yeah, sunset's on the West Coast. Sunrise in Florida. Sunset over in Venice.
Yeah, the sun setting was actually really amazing, because especially if you're in any of the neighboring western states, there's so many mountains and peaks in certain places where you could just watch the most beautiful fucking sunset, like going over the ocean too. It's actually pretty fucking dope.
I'm sure.
Yeah. But I mean, I was like, this kid's never seen a fucking sunrise. He's never been up early or something. Like, fuck.
Never.
Fuck, man. What a life.
He's sleeping all day, staying up all
night. Yep.
Night.
I just
say
say
it quick.
Yeah.
He's clearly singing it.
I know.
And then you just jumped in. Night.
I thought you were gonna kind of, just, hit it.
That's not how Yellow Card did it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But he's finishing the fucking paper, talking about change and family. He's crediting everything he's learning to Vin Diesel, not to Sweeney, and to new beginnings, blah, 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 all this shit. And we see Derek getting ready to meet with his parole officer. He says he's going to see if he can get his old job back. He's on good terms with his family. His mom embraces him and hugs him. They have like a moment together. He even asks, like, kind of like, is it okay for me to be here? And she, like, I guess says, like, okay, or something like that.
She's like, of course.
Yeah. And Derek and Danny are walking down the street and to go get some coffee. And as this is happening, there's, like, some background intense music that's just, it's not intense yet, but it's starting to get more intense as time goes on. So you're like, oh, man, it's like a fucking Jaws going to jump out the fucking concrete and eat him. That's what I was feeling. And then Sweeney and a cop walk into the coffee shop that they're at.
So they show up at the coffee shop. Derek's like, I'm going to grab a coffee.
Because Sweeney is everywhere.
No. I'm going to grab a coffee. You want anything? Danny says, yeah, maple bar and a large milk.
Because he fucking knows.
Gets a maple bar and a large milk. Sounds delicious.
Maple bar? Sounds pretty good, too.
Sounds good. And with the milk?
I'm sure what he does,
milk would be the perfect.
He takes the maple bar and dips it in the milk, stirs it around.
Or you do it in your mouth. You just take a bite of the maple bar, drink a little milk to wash it down.
That's hot.
Delicious.
It's got a little bit of white milk just dripping out the chin. Yeah, so then Sweeney walks in and he's like, I own this coffee shop too. You guys didn't know I'm the manager too. But he's with a detective or a cop and they say Cameron Alexander and Seth are in the ICU and they try to talk to Derek into into talking into the white supremacy group. And Derek's like, I'm not going to go back and like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're literally. So then he gets pulled aside
So
by.
they don't know what he did last night.
Yes.
So they're like, if they're going to listen to anyone, it'll be you. And he's like, that is not the case. They're probably trying to kill me.
Yeah. Yeah. So then when Sweeney pulls him aside, he kind of breaks that down to Sweeney. But Sweeney tells him the only way to find peace is to find something that sticks. Because he's the fucking detective on this. And then Derek tells him, you're going to get me shot by a bunch of white boys.
That's what's going to happen. We'll all have a good laugh about that.
Yeah. And then Derek drops Danny off at
He
school.
says, I'm taking him to school. I'll be back here in a half hour.
Yeah, that's right. Goes and drops Danny off at school and says,
I assume the cop just waited. I assume the cop's like, all right, I got nothing going on. Hey, you guys got any maple bars back there?
Give me the same thing that kid got.
Yeah, maple bar, large milk. Gotta wash all that maple down.
That's like the main thing they sell there. It's the main thing. But once when he's going to drop him off at school, he says there's people after him and to watch himself on the way home. Derek is telling Danny that, and that everything is going to be fine.
He says when I left with Seth last night, Seth and I left the house last night, I saw a car kind of circling the block. If you get home before me, keep an eye out, see if there's anything going on.
Mm-hmm. And then he's gonna be fine. He's gonna see him at home soon when he gets done. And Danny tells his girlfriend he'll see him later because we see Danny's with that girl that was at the party.
He walks in with her.
Yeah,
and Danny's got to take a piss.
Yeah, and he goes into the bathroom, and Derek turns around to see the same car like driving by him down the street that was like stalking his house. So, and it's going towards the school. So he kind of he has a suspicious look on his face.
And he sees that it drives past him.
Yeah. So Danny turns around. Now we're back in the bathroom. And so once Danny gets done, he turns around from taking a piss. And who does he see? The black kid from before. This is the same black kid that was beating up the white kid who was talking a bunch of shit. And the black kid just pulls up a gun and just fucking shoots him a bunch of times. Just like that. Like that.
Shoots him, blood all over the wall.
Yeah.
Like he flies back into the urinals, blood all over the wall behind him, blood all over the black kid's face.
Yeah, man. That kid was fucking hardcore, man.
We see...
so quick, because Sweeney's everywhere. Sweeney's already at the fucking school. Derek runs into the school because like everyone heard the gunshots. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and Sweeney's just sitting there like he's fucking Superman, fucking chest up, sternum lifted.
Police are doing like a police line,
and Derek knows basically already what's going on, and he's running in, and Sweeney fucking tries to stop him, and Derek's like, get the fuck off me.
Then he lets him go, and Sweeney yells at the cops, let him in, let him go.
Yeah. And he just goes into the bathroom, and he just sees Danny slumped in a urinal. Fucking,
it is such a rough scene.
Yeah, and
Edward Norton demolishes this scene, though.
No, yeah, he kills it.
Yeah.
Really, really good acting.
He pays like, what? No, and runs up. He's like, the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
He's screaming. He's holding Danny in his arms.
It's sad. Blood is just all over the place. And so is Sweeney.
So is Sweeney.
Sweeney's fucking everywhere.
So or do you want to say the quote? Do you have that?
Yeah, I could say that. Okay. So we hear the end of Danny's paper in a voiceover as we're kind of seeing like some shots of like beach waves, kind of like what I think they did is like I think the tide was rising in the beginning, and I think the tide is now receding as it's going out. I think is like what they were kind of showing, but we hear a voiceover that says, "Hate is baggage. Life's too short to be pissed off."
This is Danny. It's the end of his paper, and he said, "Derek always said end your paper on a quote." He said, "Someone already said it better, and if you can't beat it, you might as well steal from them."
That's actually right after this part. So
I got a quote from someone that I think you would like.
Yeah. So, hate is baggage. Life's too short to be pissed off all the time. It's just not worth it. We are not, so this is the quote now. We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies. Though passion may have strained it, it must not break our bonds of affection. The mystic chords of memory will swell when again touched, and surely they will be by the better angels of our nature. And then holy music just starts playing, and we see the tide get taken out.
The movie
The
ends.
end.
Very good movie.
Yeah.
Told you I had an issue with the editing.
Yeah. Hit me with it.
Don't show us the black kid from school and his boys outside the house that night. You can show the car. I think you show Derek and Seth leaving and Derek noticing the car, but we don't see who's in it. I think you show the car circling the house at night. You don't show us who's in it. And then you show the car at the end there, past Derek, and then, like, drive past him.
Yeah.
And then we see the kid with the gun. Showing the kid that had the issue with Danny earlier, it knows, he's a part of it. He has no issue with Derek. Like, he might kill Derek because he's his brother, whatever. But, like, I would prefer to not see the kid is with them. And we just see the car over and over again, and Derek notices it. And then we see that, oh, shit, it's that kid.
I feel like I do agree with you with that, but I personally would have had basically none of it. I would have only changed one thing in the script. I would make it to where the guy that got curb stomped and was the black kid's brother. So this way you have that dynamic of the two white brothers and the two black brothers. Do you get what I'm saying? So this way you don't need, because the reason why they probably put that scene of them driving by the house is to try and reinforce it. They probably thought they were in the editing room like, it doesn't feel like there's enough weight that's going into this next scene.
I would rather have the surprise of...
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I would rather the surprise, but I would love the dynamic that both of them are brothers. So, like, you got the two white brothers and you got the two black brothers, and the older brother killed... The older white brother killed the older black brother, and then the younger black brother killed the younger... I felt like that'd be like a cool little dynamic.
Have like a conversation like when he's at the basketball court.
Yes.
Have him and that guy talk about, what his brother did to your brother.
Yes.
Like something
that's
like
all
that.
I don't need anything else.
Yeah.
And that would have been like...
That would have been good.
Yeah, that's all I was thinking.
That would have been good, but they really hammered in that car. They know where they live.
Yeah.
They do the fucking fake, like, we're shooting the house. Like, all right, they're going to kill one of them.
But even that, and it showed that. But to me, I was like, this black kid said he wanted to beat his ass, not kill him. And it just seems
he said,
like
you don't want to see me in the heater.
Well, yeah, he did say
Heaters.
that. Yeah,
It's fucking glizzy.
he did say that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All in all, very good movie.
very good movie. Yes.
You know what movie's better, though? And it touches racial issues at a level this movie wishes it could.
I mean, every time, Eddie Murphy, the Nutty Professor.
It's the Nutty Professor, guys. No movie tackles the hard-hitting issues like the Nutty Professor, but you know what movie gets close?
Men in Black?
I referenced it in this movie, and you said you've never seen it.
Oh, fuck. That's
We're
probably
doing the 2002 drama thriller starring Denzel Washington,
Woo!
John Q.
Woo!
One of my all-time favorite movies. It's a fantastic movie. You're going to love this shit.
Nice. Can't
it's
wait.
fucking great movie, guys.
Better
Do
than
you
Men
wanna-
in Black?
Do you want to watch? Yes. Do you want to watch John Q before we do a podcast on John Q? You should watch John Q before we do a podcast on John Q. Here's where you can watch John Q before we do a podcast on John Q.
Hopefully Google is
says
not right
for free.
or wrong, like last time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. Google said HBO Max for American History X.
Yeah.
That was not the case. It's available for free on Tubi, or you can rent it for $3.99 on YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, Vudu, or Amazon Prime, or the preferred option, you go to your local Redbox. You rent it for $3.99 there, guys.
Come
John
on.
Q, starring Denzel Washington. I'm stoked to do this movie.
Anything Denzel related is just... That's why you call it Denzelin. It's Denzelin. It's like trying to say it's amazing,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
That's so, guys. I'm gonna try and remind myself. That's the new phrase. I'm Denzelin.
It's a fun phrase, yeah.
How you doing today, David?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up
Denzel.
right now, all right? So, Braden, we're doing John Q because it's my picked.
Yes.
But we did this movie, which fucking
Neil.
American History X, because Neil McDonough, big star,
What a guy.
star of Walking Tall, he closed down the old mill, the steel mill killer.
He does big
Neil
moves.
McDonough.
Big moves.
How did he do? Just say the shit.
Yeah, he went to our fucking website,
Yeah, he
people, which is 56kings.com.
Hold on, you mean FIVESIXKING
S.
.com?
That's right.
What, is there just a tab at the top to submit ideas? He clicked that. He said, Neil McDonough, the steel mill killer. I want you guys to break down American History X. I want Braden to take the notes because the David kid is mean. Love the show, guys.
You goddamn right, but that's what the fuck we did.
There you go. Guys, it's that easy. Go to 56kings.com. Your one-stop shop for all things 56 Kings.
Oh, so nice.
Braden, when do new episodes of the 56 Kings come out? When can they look forward to hearing about John Q?
David, it's every motherfucking Monday.
What if it isn't?
Well, I mean, it is every motherfucking Monday unless it's like not. Because, I mean, it could be.
Because
yeah.
if it isn't, then it's not.
Yeah.
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 So, guys, that's what we've been saying since day fucking one, all right?
Yeah.
Every motherfucking Monday, unless it's not.
Yeah, so don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Right? It's not confusing.
Yeah.
It's nothing hard to
Not at
understand
all.
about it.
All right? Get a grip.
Come on.
Guys, every motherfucking Monday, unless it's not. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Peace
Fuck
out.
you. Fuck you, Derek Jeter. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.
Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County. That's where I'm from. When niggas get